Two boys, one podcast. Two boys, one podcast. Your movie connection. When it's time for reflecting, we make fun of each other. Then do film reviews. Winner or loser. Is this movie right for you? Nope, it sucks. Don't press your luck. You better listen to us. Two boys, one podcast.
Hey! In the lane, snow is glistening. That's all I know.
Stir, whip, stir.
Oh, man. Holiday memories.
All those holiday memories. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the... Hey, welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, first off, we need to honor not fucking with the wrong Jew. Or do we...
Yeah, no, we should do that now.
Yeah.
I'll give you...
Okay, I'm going to be a little tricky.
I'll give you that. And then you can take that. And I got this. So
Oh, yeah, this is a holiday tradition.
the holiday tradition, the holidazzle,
From-
12 Days of Die Hard from Loose Cannons.
Loose cannons.
Dom DeLuise.
You're fucking with the wrong Jew.
We're doing eggs and whiskey. And if you can't hear what's going on, it's pretty gross.
All right, I got my egg in. You got your egg in.
I got my egg in.
You're licking your fingers of egg.
Yep. Yuck. It's yuck already. Jason gets 2 eggs in his.
How much do we put in? Just a
Oh, God. Whatever you say.
I don't know.
Yikes. Here we go.
That's a bar shot.
My God.
4 count.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Well, I mean, so we got whiskey and egg in a glass. Cheers, man.
Hey,
12 Days of Die Hard.
Here's the fucking with the wrong Jew.
Here's to nothing.
He always has such a hard time.
Oh, my God.
It's fine. Oh, I'm raging with protein.
Oh, my God.
Sticky.
It's,
I'm very sticky.
I'd like to say that it sounded worse than it tasted, but there's no way that's true. Oh, my God.
How many times have we done that now? I think it's 5.
I think it is. So we did 1 for Loose Cannons, which is was
Wait.
not a holiday one. And then it's our 4th. It's our 4th.
Did we do it on the...
Christmas,
Yeah.
I don't know if we did it on the first
Yeah.
one, so it's either 4
And I
or
don't think
5.
I didn't do it with you on the first one. You just did it on your own.
Oh, that's right. When we did Loose Cannons. Yeah. Now it's now you're the pro, and I'm trying to catch up. Ugh.
Well,
Well, I mean,
We're
there's
here to-
nothing like sucking down a Howard on the show. So
a Howard. Why are we calling it a Howard?
Howard the duck egg.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to, for relaxing time, make it Centauri times.
And that is it's a great Christmas gift throwback to Lost in Translation that you brought me today.
You got him Centauri times whiskey. You got me and Jason the holiday Star Wars Holiday Special Cookbook. So it's cookbooks of what Wookiees we eat on Life Day.
The Wookie Ookies. Well, ring a ding ding.
Ring a ding ding.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got to say, most things taste better without egg in it, unless you are intentionally
I could
eating
put a
an
little
egg.
egg in mine.
Could you use another egg?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, Zeke, let's tell some tales of past glories and some scary ghost stories. Go ahead. Let's hear the ghost story.
The ghost story, Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any ghost stories.
Not a one.
Trying to think of.
All right, what about a tale of past glory?
I mean, I haven't experienced a lot of glory in my day, but I feel like the podcast is probably my claim to fame here.
Huh. Quite a life.
It's that bad. It's really
quite a life.
It's dire. Yeah. How about you? You got
2 and 1. One time I fought a ghost and I won.
You fought one.
Mm-hmm.
Where at?
It was in a haunted house.
I feel like a lot of our best stories start with a fight.
Yep. It was in a haunted house, and he said boo, and I said, hey, are you trying to scare me, or are you, I was telling jokes. And
Sure.
He's like,
He's a
boo,
heckler.
or are you heckling me?
Yeah.
And he said, I'm heckling you. So then we
to heck with
threw
that
into
ghost.
fist fights.
Fisticuffs.
So it was both a ghost story and a tale of past glory.
I guess I do. Early on, like a little bit over a decade ago, I did a spelunking video. Have I told you this?
Yeah, you have. Yep. You heard babies.
That's a ghost story. Heard a little kid in the middle of where it was Dusty and I.
Yep.
We were in the middle of Jewel Cave. In the middle of the night, we were shooting by ourselves. It was closed, and we heard this little kid like chasing a ball, giggling, coming towards us. Man, we skedaddled.
Yeah. Oof.
Didn't care for that.
I think next year for Halloween we might have to watch The Descent.
I'd be down for that. Yeah, I think I have it. I haven't seen it.
No, it's good. Very good. I don't know why I haven't picked it.
There are a few this year that I and we'll get into it, but I feel like throughout the year, I think like this would be a great Christmas movie, and then after Halloween, I panic every year.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm like, all right.
It's like January 1st. It's like, I got them all. I'm ready.
Yeah. And so
then,
next
like
week, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm ready. I know what's going on.
Yep.
But no, every year, it's like, oh, yeah, here are the movies. And then I start watching them like, man, I had a list. Like, I was keeping track.
He didn't check it twice.
I didn't check it twice.
No, he didn't.
Oh, well.
Some Santa you'd make.
Oh, man, I would be the worst Santa.
Jeez.
Yeah. But here we are with our it's the 4th anniversary of our first 12 Days of Die Hard.
That's right. It is the 4th anniversary of our first
12
Days of Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, what an accomplishment.
It's 20 Christmas movies.
Have you listened to them all there, SD?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Look at that.
That's why he's so jolly.
Two boys champion over here.
Well, it's hard for him not to listen to it at least twice now.
I remember last year, I don't remember if it was Halloween or Christmas, but we were playing a game or something, and you said, I'm on the 3rd movie. You weren't too happy about it.
No, he listens to it. He's a proponent of us trying to get like a 12-minute podcast out. And so he mowed like 3 lawns through a Christmas podcast.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, it's real great. I love it. Also,
2
you're
hours.
an idiot.
Yeah. Well, at least you get to join us this time.
Yeah, he's a big fan. Big fan. Yeah, he's not. He just has nowhere else to go.
I got nowhere else to go.
I mean, even we were joking the other night, and I think I might have to put it on the list, but I sent a picture of Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yeah.
I was watching for fun, and Jason was like, what the hell, is it part of the podcast? Get to work.
Yeah, he got real excited. And I had just watched it the night before.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I wish that was actually a podcast movie. An idiot. Because there's there's a Halloween one too, right?
Yeah.
I might have to do a
next year
Ernest
might
dive
be the
next
week
year.
we could make a pact.
I'm down
next
for
year for the pact, Scared Stupid and Saves Christmas.
I'd be down for that, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
all
in.
right.
I pact.
App, 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 app.
Pact. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Ring a ding.
Ring a ding ding. So
Jason.
it'll be Ernest Scared Stupid and 4 Toby Hooper movies.
Does he have 4 more?
Oh yeah.
Does
oh
he?
yeah. I'm sure he does. I know.
I mean, I feel like going back to that Halloween one, like he really started strong.
Yeah, he did.
He was,
Hella strong.
Yeah. I don't know where it kind of went astray, but it'd be interesting to find out.
Well, bad luck, I guess, sort of.
I mean, yeah. I mean, good luck, and then certainly
Steven
some
Spielberg.
frustrations.
This guy.
It'd be hard to say. Once you're making that amount of money, I feel like bad luck is not the. It'd be stressful. I think is the thing. Yeah.
Whoa.
But you're in some rarefied air if you get to make bombs like that.
That's true. That is true.
I'd make a bomb like that.
I'd make a stink bomb.
If you could
And I'd
make
put
one.
it in your bed.
I don't sleep in a bed, so there.
And I'd put it in your chair.
That's fair. If you could make one movie with the risk
true
of it
story.
bombing, what would you pick a horror genre movie? Like if it
I
bombed,
knew-
you'd never work again.
Oh. Like from a book or something? There's
Anything. You can do anything.
Oh. And I know it's gonna bomb.
No, if it doesn't bomb, you get to work again. If it does bomb, you're done forever.
Oh.
No questions asked. Not even a short film.
Yeah, I definitely do. Having no directorial experience, I would definitely do The Scar.
Sure. Yep.
Nobody
would be-
knows what that is, and that's okay.
No, I mean, I think that would be you'd just make the one standalone because it's part of like a weird trilogy.
Yeah, it's not even a trilogy. They're just set in the same universe.
China
Mayville. Yeah, if anyone's into steampunk and like alternative,
Yeah.
sci-fi, pretty good stuff.
Would you make it as a movie or would you make it as a miniseries?
Miniseries, probably.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go there. I would agree. It would be really cool.
Probably bomb.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Hollywood, give me the money.
They don't seem to. Hollywood doesn't seem to care if the story doesn't make sense. So
That's true. Maybe I'll go to Bollywood. Have everybody dancing around.
there you go. When I was in Nepal, they were shooting a Bollywood movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a indie Bollywood.
Interesting.
It was really fun to see, like
Oh,
the other
dance
side of
around.
it, just from like I was sitting on the little deck, just watching them. It's kind of fun.
When I was in Munich, they were shooting a Nazi movie.
Seems counterintuitive for them to be making, and
Yeah. Well, a war movie, I guess. I shouldn't say Nazi movie,
Sure.
but a war movie. And they had the rain machine set up, and it was right where...
isn't that incredible?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a lot of work
It was right where Hitler almost got assassinated.
in real life.
Hmm?
Oh wow,
Or an attempt, I guess. I don't know
sure.
if he almost
Like the
was or not.
Valkyrie one, or
No, this was like before he officially took power. Somebody just...
they just really didn't
I
like.
can't remember the story.
They didn't
but-
like his art. They're like, no, you're in a.
No, well, he was rising to power,
Yeah.
and they were just like, this guy's trouble.
Yeah,
Took a shot at him.
be fascinating
and
to.
bullet, and still in that building.
Think it. Is it
Cool.
really?
Yeah.
I can't believe that hasn't been pilfered.
How the hell would you pilfer a bullet hole in a stone?
Oh, I thought the bullet was still stuck in
Oh,
there.
no, sorry. The
Oh.
hole just...
Oh.
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, I think like there's probably like the Night of the Long Knives would be a really cool
The hell is
movie.
that?
So Hitler, when he rose to power, did it with the guy that was the head of the Browncoats,
Hmm.
and he was just this gruff old, like whatever the KGB was before they were KGB,
Oh, okay.
angry, bitter, old, violent man, and they rose to power together. And then Hitler put in a midnight coup called the Night of the Long Knives,
okay,
had
now
them
I know.
all
Yeah,
annihilated.
Yeah.
And then the guy,
Nice, yeah.
he went to the room that his former partner was holed up in, and he left a gun on the table and said, "Kill yourself." And he's like, "No, you're gonna have to kill me, you son of a bitch."
Damn.
And Hitler refused to do it, and
Huh.
the guy refused to kill himself, and I think he had to have other guards come in and kill
Oh,
him.
wow.
Yeah.
What a chicken.
Yeah. Just a real piece of work.
Is that the Hitler was a piece of work.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree
Yeah,
on
I
that.
think
He was
so.
a piece of work.
Yep.
Is that the movie you would make if you...
No, I would make an Irish 1980 Jason Bourne style thing called Games of the Hangman.
Of course
I
you
could.
would.
Yep.
What about Mario Kart? That'd be fun.
If I could make a Mario Kart, I would make it with Baby Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Pizza.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Pizza.
Pizza. That's a good documentary.
Radical.
Jason knows what I'm talking about. Oh,
I
yeah.
bring a message.
Shut it.
Shut it. Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds. Was that a Christmas movie? Is the
I
second
feel
one
like
a Christmas
I feel like at some point there's a Christmas tree, but
I think it's in the second one when they're in the basement of the Play Store.
maybe it's in the third one when
No?
they're in medieval
There is
Japan.
a Ninja Turtle special, Christmas special though.
What?
Oh yeah.
What?
Where they
Oh
sing
my
the
God.
classic songs and everything.
Well, I remember the Ninja Turtles when they had the band.
Go
Still got-
Ninja,
still
go Ninja, go.
No, but they teamed. You remember they had a singing group that went around?
Oh my God.
They actually came to Sioux Falls. I still got the cassette tape.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out. So, yeah, I guess next year's already more exciting than this year.
You got Ernest. You got Turtles.
Yeah. Gonna be a
One
big
more-
day.
Well, I'll be goddamn. We wish you a Turtles Christmas.
How have I never seen that?
Because it's terrible.
So are most of the things we talk about on this show.
Perfect.
Yes, it's gonna fit right in, man. So, I mean, do you wanna jump into the 12 days?
we better. We got
Hit it. We got 5.
Jason's got to go shovel.
Jason's got other
15,
shit to do.
15 driveways to listen
Yeah.
to this. So
He's gonna shovel the whole neighborhood in the time it takes to listen to this podcast.
we're really a public service for
It really
Jason's
is.
neighborhood.
It's, the municipalities really appreciate our work, even if no one else does. So I guess
Okay.
if it's okay with you, we'll start from the newest one first.
They were all pretty new.
They were newish, but the
Well-
newest one was Silent Night,
Very good.
circa 2021, which is
Just last year.
yeah, it was the first
This
time.
year. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
first time director Camille Griffin, and it's Nell Simon and her son Art are ready to welcome friends and family for what promises to be the perfect Christmas gathering. Perfect, except for one thing. Everyone is going to die.
It's a good thing you read that because I thought it said Neil, not Nell.
Oh, yeah. It is a good thing. And then
Really
it
would've
is
ruined-
pitched as a comedy horror.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So
Comedy.
What would you say that it is,
would
the
say-
synopsis?
I mean, the comedy. It's about a family and friends that get together.
Yep.
on Christmas
Mm-hmm.
to say goodbye to each other due to an impending seeming apocalypse that they are aware of. And it's coming on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it
And it's Christmas Eve. The movie takes place mostly on Christmas Eve.
It takes place mostly on Christmas Eve.
They all arriving at the house. You got...
It's a really, like, a big cast.
Yeah.
They had Keira Knightley. It had Annabelle Wallace. It had...
I recognized them, but I didn't know their names other than Keira.
Matthew Good, Roman Griffin Davis.
John Bad.
All the boys, actually, were the sons of the director.
Oh, really?
She wrote and directed it.
They really had those twins plus a...
Yeah, and the art, the lead and the little kids.
Yeah.
He's from Jojo Rabbit.
Oh. Okay.
And then it had Lily Rose Depp.
Is that
It's Johnny's daughter.
Oh, which one was she?
She was the young woman who was pregnant. Yep.
The American.
And then Lucy Punch. Yeah. So
Lucy Punch. That's her name.
The whole thing, like you kind of jump into it, I guess. The story unfolds on your way to this house.
Yep.
And there aren't acts as far as like. It's just you're going on the way to the house, and you learn as you progress through this that there's a virus that may or may not be from the Russians, caused by the Russians.
Well, it's propaganda is that it's from the Russians, but it wasn't 100% clear.
Yeah.
It's a virus is what it was?
It's a virus.
I thought
The queen.
it was poison.
The little kid is like the one that gives this information. He's angry, screaming it most of the time.
Yeah.
Which I really liked his character, but it comes with like a storm rolls in. It's airborne, and then there's like 2 electric currents that are indicators.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. It's sort of like Independence Day when they're coming in. It's a big storm front looking thing, but it's poison gas or a virus that's coming to kill. I didn't get the impression it was the world, just the British Isle.
It made it seem like it was just Britain, but at the same time they said
really
like the world's going to the end, like we're all going to die, and that only if you were homeless or an illegal, you were not given the pill. But I guess
there was a suicide pill is what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's called the exit pill.
Right, so you could take the pill and die.
Avoid suffering, die with dignity.
There you go.
Yeah. But I guess if it wasn't the whole world, why wouldn't you just get on a plane and
good point.
Go somewhere?
Brexit.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I did think it was interesting. Like this is a Marv movie. Marv did like Layer Cake and Kingsman.
Like producer?
Yeah, the studio. But
I got you. All right, okay.
It was like started by one guy, and then now they have successes, so it's the whole studio.
Marvin.
Jeez,
okay, careful with that.
I guess I don't quite understand how it was set up. I do know that, according to Keira Knightley, principal photography ended the day before the first COVID case was in the UK. And then they had to do reshoots last year. In 2020.
Huh.
So like they shot in 2019.
Yeah.
And then they did reshoots in 2020. But they did principal before COVID hit, and the whole thing seems like it's speaking towards COVID, but it wasn't set up that way.
Yeah.
So just I don't know if it's
coincidence, apparently.
Coincidence and some really bad luck, I guess.
Or good luck.
Sort of. I mean, it does seem like
it would have been earlier in the pandemic. Would that be better or worse? I'm not sure.
Now it just kind of seems like it's an anti-vaxxer thing. I don't really know. Yeah. I don't know how to take it. But it wasn't intended that way either way.
The funny aside here, on the way up here, driving from Yankton to Sioux Falls to do this wonderful podcast, I was listening to Wait, Don't Tell Me, and they were talking about the Omicron variant coming, and he's like, we thought, what's his name? Peter Sagal. He was saying, everything was great. We thought the pandemic was over. Now everything's shutting down, and we feel like we're in South Dakota. Yeah. That really hit home. Anyways, that's...
Is he saying that everything in South Dakota shut down?
Right. I didn't explain that well. He was talking about how everybody that he knew all of a sudden came down with Omicron. Like within 2 days or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, now I feel like I'm South Dakota.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's going to happen.
Back to the movie.
Back to the movie. So the Silent Night is... I
can't believe they got that name.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are a bunch of movies with Silent Night. I don't see a number next to it on the listing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that...
Is that how they do that on IMDb?
They usually have numerical. It is weird that they don't, but maybe there haven't been that many. I know, and they have the World War I ones is called Silent Night, where the Germans and based on the true story, where the Germans and the Americans sang on Christmas Eve.
This thing.
Which also would have been a better pick for me to choose.
Yeah.
God. Anyway, you end up like they're arguing. Like I just assumed they were actual sisters, but it seems like they're more sorority sisters who are just bickering.
Mm.
And then like the mother of Keira Knightley gave the house to them, and then she's waiting for death on her own somewhere across the country.
Which it was weird that she didn't go.
Like I don't understand why they're having a death party, and I don't understand
Suicide party. Really.
Like Annabelle Wallace's character. Yeah. Well, yeah. By the end, certainly, Annabelle Wallace's character was really going to try to have an affair at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Just so many weird things going on.
Yeah, Depp's daughter was going to stay alive because she was pregnant.
She was going to stay. She didn't want to hurt the baby, so she was going to risk. The idea behind taking the pill was that it'd be a quick, painless death, and if you didn't take it, your organs would turn to jelly. It was like Ebola. Was basically how they pitched it, like a very painful, horrible death. I just don't see where the horror came in.
Well, it's a little bit at the end there, I guess. I mean, it's definitely mostly comedy. Like, I guess there's horror. I would say a comedy with horror elements.
Like a black comedy. Yeah.
It's more of a black comedy than a...
Yeah.
When you think of a horror comedy, you think of something like Evil Dead 2 or Dead Alive.
Yeah.
Something that's just like much more horror-y than this. Yeah. I mean, I know that's not too specific.
Like, or Edgar Wright's like Sightseers. Yeah. This was...
Or Shaun of the Dead.
Absolutely. Like, this wasn't really funny. There were some funny elements.
Well, I thought maybe it's just because I'm American, but the whole British, just like all the talking and just their...
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot of comedy in the interactions.
I mean, there were some funny moments, but the whole time, I guess for me, like I never really expected it to be funny. So I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it was just trying to be funny. So the jokes were kind of wasted on me.
This whole year, the movies have these. We'll get into that, but yeah. I know what you're saying. In this movie, no, I knew it was comedy, and I was into it. Whatever, laughing and chuckling and what have you, and I wasn't really expecting the horror element. I didn't really know too much about it other than watching the trailer, and it didn't really, to me, impress upon me that it was a horror, like supposed to have more horror to it.
The trailer was kind of, it had me worried because I'd picked it before I watched the trailer. I thought we were going to maybe see this in the theater, and then like just based on the synopsis, I thought it was going to be like there was a Thanksgiving one last year where they kill each other. It's like a last man standing kind of thing. And that's like it's funny and it's absurd and also it's very gruesome.
Yep.
I thought this would be like that. And then instead it's like this dark Passover of death, and like really like the kid from Jojo Rabbit is the only lighthearted part for me that was like he wasn't trying to be funny, he was just livid, and that was funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, looking back on it now, it's really a pretty heartbreaking movie. Like everybody's coming to terms with their death. I mean, they're trying to, in the movie, portray it in a funny way, but they're talking about who slept with whose partner, and like you said, the one was trying to have an affair at the end. Like it's the end of their lives, and they know it's coming, and they're.
Yeah, everybody was kind of okay. No one was trying to run from it except the kid, he's like, "Why aren't we doing anything?" Like, so
stiff upper lip.
Yeah, his line was like, he was like, "Will I die?" And then Keira was like, "Probably." And then he cuts his finger at the beginning, and she's like, "Well, rub some spit on it."
Yeah,
it was a very pragmatic approach to everything, including the fact that you are going to die today.
I guess that's the British, man.
I guess
keep calm and take your what's it called, exit pill.
Exit pill. Take your exit pill. I really liked the line, like, do you and Mom know you're actually stupid? And then, like, what if one of these shit scientists is in charge of whether I live or die?
Yeah. See, that's what I just love. It's just the way they talk. Like, I forgot to make the sticky toffee pudding, and then the guy responds, "Oh, crumbs."
Yeah, and then they got a big kick out of it. They went and robbed the petrol station. They grab a hammer or something. So the dad and then the friend-in-law or what, I don't know how they were all related actually, but they just go rob the petrol station and get the sticky pudding.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah,
and then And then it takes like as the like Christmas
Mostly
Eve
lighthearted.
ends, it was mostly lighthearted. But then as Christmas Eve ends, the little kid who just doesn't want to die,
Yep.
he takes off running, and gets infected as he sees this car with its hazard lights on at the end of the road.
He ran from the house.
He ran from the house to try to live. Like he's just like, I'll take
Yep.
my chances. Dad, I need an adult with me. You should come with me. Finds this car with its hazards light on. Everybody took him, including they made an infant take it. And that he just
the
kind of
exit pill.
it kind of like he loses it. Then he's in hysterics,
And then
the storm comes.
well, it was like it wasn't the main front. It was like some sort of like I wish I knew more meteorological. Boy,
Yeah.
that whiskey egg. Meteorological terms, but it was just like some offshoot, like a little spot storm from it
Yeah.
or something. But he got gassed or virused or whatever, and the dad avoided it.
Yeah. So it
And he
dissipated.
explains it dissipated, and he explains that the wind changed direction and Art got hit with the.
Well, I don't think they knew he got hit. I don't
I
think
thought
he
the dad-
saw it because he
Did-
ran him inside. He said he's hysterical,
Yeah,
but he never really like at
I
no
thi-
point
to
did
me-
they check on him. That was the thing that was so weird because then
Yeah,
Keira Knightley
'cause they
gets
had the
really
doctor,
up in
yeah.
arms about Lily Rose Depp like checking on him. She's like, "It must really suck that you're pregnant, but get away from my kid."
yeah. It's interesting. I thought they knew he had gotten.
I mean, maybe they did, but then
Gassed.
again, it seems
Or
so
whatever.
strange that Keira Knightley's holding him the whole time. Like after a bit, I guess about halfway from that
Right, if
point
it was
on.
a virus, then
Yeah,
why would she be
like,
holding him? If she
She's
knew?
she's holding him, and then she doesn't notice the change where they finally check on him and he's got blood smeared across his face and they assume he's dead.
Yep.
So they lay him
Well,
down in the
seems-
bed and then they panic to take the pills, which I guess like at no point did they cut away to him randomly and you see him spasming. It looks painful, but he doesn't
No.
scream. So but when they lay him down presuming that he's dead and they panic take the exit pills, it didn't look like it was that painful. So I don't understand why they would have seen it as, oh
Yeah,
my
if
God,
they
I
knew.
can't live with that pain.
Yeah, I guess you make a good point there. I don't know. Maybe we'll
It's weird.
have to re-rent it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that we've had it, I guess maybe it would be good till midnight tonight. I don't know. What do you get?
Oh, did you just watch it?
I just watched it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
I watched it last night.
Turn it on. Oh, I'm just kidding.
We'll watch it. Well, we watch it with us.
Yeah.
But then, like the Lucy Punch.
Yep.
Her character with her girlfriend like drank her like she just got bored. No one would play Scrabble with her, so she just drank herself at blackout. And then Lucy, when she realizes the storm is here, she takes the pill, and then she can't wake her girlfriend up, so she puts the pill in her mouth and she forces it down.
And then she wakes up.
And then she wakes up and vomits. And she's like, shit, we've only got 5 minutes. So then, because she threw the pill up, she stabs her. And
kill her.
To
Because-
kill her,
because
because she
have
didn't want her to
an exit
suffer.
pill. Yep.
Yeah. Just so much. And at one point, they did say, and they're like, what, don't you trust the government?
Right.
It's really strange. And I guess, the government, the queen was going to hide out in the bunker, but it does seem like the meek are going to inherit the earth situation, like the homeless, the
Yeah, right.
aliens, like they're going to be a little uncomfortable, but they're going to be less
Why is that,
people
Jake?
alive.
Why is that?
I don't know.
We haven't covered that.
Go ahead. Hit it.
Oh. Well, we get to the very amusing everybody's killing themselves scene with the pills. The pregnant gal and her doctor or husband, boyfriend, whatever. He finally talks her into taking the pill. They die.
Yeah, the doctor talked her into it.
Yeah.
He's like, if you don't take it, I won't take it.
Right.
And then
But then
instead, they both, they
take
give
it.
each other the pill.
Yep. And then you got the family with the boring husband and the daughter with the doll. They go out.
And the wife that wants the affair.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then the very meant to be amusing. I didn't find it all that amusing. I could see what they were trying to do with the Keira Knightley's family with the kids. There was two twins, and they wanted the same soda to have their suicide pill in, and
Yeah, like
they had to have the same amount, so you had to keep running downstairs to get soda and get ice, and
it was like literally a a dad moment where you're like, for God's sake, like, what else do I need to do? He's literally trying to like peacefully murder everybody.
Because the storm front's rolling or poison,
and all they
whatever.
want is like colder soda or blah, whatever. Everything happened. Yeah, and then
even Kira gets in on, did you give him more? Or,
Yeah.
Is this cold?
or they spill on the floor, and she's like, come on.
Yeah.
And then I did like though, when the older boy was rolled over and blood everywhere, the other two boys just dropped the pills and pumped the soda.
Yeah.
They're like, we're out. Like,
Yeah.
cash us in.
Yeah. So anyways, the family all dies on the bed with the virus poisoned art.
The exit pill.
The exit pill with the other son there. And cut to Christmas morning, pan of the house. Everyone's dead in their various stabbed or suicide-pilled way. And young Art opens his eyeballs.
Yep.
So thus, Zeke saying people that didn't get the pill and kill themselves are going to survive this gas storm. With or without suffering, we don't know.
I mean, he looked okay.
Yeah.
But what a terrible way to wake up.
Yeah, shit ending. I wrote that.
Yeah, like
Shit
I
ending,
think,
really.
like I watched it with my brother, and the first thing I said when it was done was, like, this is the start of the movie that I want to see. Like, this one would be interesting.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, waking up in a room or a
I have
whole,
that
a
written
whole
down.
house full
Is
of
it
dead
meant to be a
people.
sequel? Like,
I don't know, but the sequel would have to be more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, he's a child.
yeah. He wakes up next to his two dead twin brothers, his
Yeah.
mom, his dad.
And
And
that's
a house
just
and a-
one room.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
House full of.
3 other dead families and a carload of dead people down the road.
Yep. Not to mention a whole country full of them.
Yeah.
Or a lot of them, anyways.
Yeah. And he, like, all of the information that we got was from him.
Yep.
From he was reading information. He's like, none of this makes sense. I don't understand why we're doing it. Why do you want me to die? Like, he took it as a personal affront to him that his parents were trying to get him comfortable to die. And then he wanted to say goodbye to the grandmother and his dad was like, no, it's her time, kind of thing. It's a weird thing. I don't know what the message is from it.
That's I have that. I'm just very confused. Like, I find it unbelievable that people would be that calm and like fun and.
I brought that up as in my note. I said, if this happened in the U.S., people would be outside just murdering each other.
Yeah, it'd be the purge.
Yeah, 100% would be. And
So maybe it is a British thing, but still, I don't think it would be that convivial.
I don't think so either. And they were still snobs about it. You know, like there was a friend that they knowingly didn't invite because they didn't like them. It's weird.
What is it? A commentary on the media, on the government, all of it? I mean, so it was propaganda, essentially, like made them all kill themselves, which I mean, it was propaganda from the government.
Theoretically propaganda, I guess. Like, it was probably, I don't know if they don't make it clear if it's a government scheme or if it's literally they just unsolicited and you believe everything that you read, and we're only gonna take care of the people that we're gonna take care of, and then if you all die, you all die.
Unknown. The Queen's all right.
It does seem weird though that
she's gonna live out to
you'd
be
just be like,
185.
it's a weird thing. Like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna go kill myself. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Rather, like, I just
It's
feel
the
like
British way.
maybe they don't have as many skeptics in Britain.
I'm sure they do.
We got 2 in this room.
Well, one skeptic and one
That's true.
weatherman.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's a weird movie.
Does Dusty listen?
I sent him the Robin Hood one. I don't know if he's listened to it.
Hey, Dusty.
I mean, I don't even.
I think overall it was entertaining enough. I don't think it was a bad movie. Confusing, certainly.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I like I said again, all the British conversation and epigrams or whatever the hell you call it, just the way they talk. Really.
It would have been fun to be on that set, I think.
Yeah.
Like, everybody looked like they were genuinely having a good time. I don't understand the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think it breaks into acts at all.
No, sure. Yeah. No, it definitely didn't.
I don't know how you get a movie made without that.
I guess they had it themselves. I don't know. I mean, like, just not super apparent to the audience. Maybe once the grandma dies, that's Act 2, maybe.
Maybe, like, the storm is, like, it's imminent, and then...
Well, it's the first time we see that, like, oh, holy shit, there's really something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a storm.
Happening.
There's actually a storm coming. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You wanna rate it? You got anything else?
Just you can hold on. I have a couple things. Is Jesus, they're early. I don't know why I thought that was funny. Did you call her a cunt? I thought that was funny.
the little odd art, and then the girl with the doll are arguing at the beginning, and they're like you can tell like they're friends, but they're superficially friends, like the parents.
Yeah. Yep.
And the kids hate each other.
Yep.
And that was funny. That was very funny.
Was it Kieran? Did you call her a cunt?
And then the mother called him a little asshole.
Well, yeah.
And
they're all swearing. Everybody's swearing this whole movie.
Yeah.
Kids, the parents.
Yeah. And the mother was like, well, yeah, you are sometimes. And then even Keira Knightley, his own mother, is like, well, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's British too.
Yep.
And the only other thing is I think Lieutenant Dan would have loved that storm.
Oh, yeah, he would have rode the lightning.
God, he would have loved it.
Yeah, would have
Was that all you
screamed
got?
into that night. Yeah, I agree. Lieutenant Dan added to this movie would have been 100% better.
Agreed.
It reminded me a lot of the Better Watch Out from, was it 2 years ago? Last year?
Much better than that, if you ask me. But.
It is much better, but like the falsification of the trailer.
Yeah, sure.
Like just
That's
the
fair.
missed pitch.
Yep.
But yeah. All right.
So here we come to the rating.
Who's going first?
We'll see what song we hear first.
You got one choice, boy. Sex or the saw?
Sex or the Saw. I'm giving it Sex. A frisky, drunken Mrs. Claus. Kind of fun, kind of awkward. Overall, it's okay.
Wow. That surprises me.
It's. I really struggled with all these, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, except for 2.
Yeah.
So 3 of them, anyways. Overall, yeah, I'd like it. I don't know if I necessarily recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
This is just barely a like for me.
I would say. Is it my turn?
Everybody's got a price.
Here he comes, strutting his stuff.
For me,
cutoff.
on the $2.99, which is much less than either of us paid for this, but it is what it is. I would give it. I'm gonna say 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Seems fair. I can understand.
I think if I'd known what it was, we wouldn't be talking about it now. But I probably would have liked it a little bit more.
Oh, this was my pick, by the way, everyone. We didn't notice that Zeke gave me an option, like I gave him. I guess we're nice to each other now.
Yeah.
On holidays.
We tried. It didn't really work out for either of us.
No. Which was better than your choice from what. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. It was this one. We really thought it would be like it was cool to see like a new movie.
Yep.
Go
to the theater and.
Yeah, we thought we'd be seeing it in the theater, and it didn't work out that way. But yeah.
Anyways, I'm not upset to have seen it.
No, I'm not either. It's probably what we have like a 55%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about right. All right.
Man, our scores are so low for movies.
They really are. That's mostly my fault.
Excuse me.
All right, where do you want to go next?
Man. I think you're all right with Riders of Justice next.
All right, let's do it. So, the 2020 Riders of Justice is on Hulu.
Watch it for free with your paid subscription, everyone.
With your paid subscription, it's free. So the official synopsis is, let me pull it up here. It stars Mads Mikkelsen, and it is Marcus goes home to his teenage daughter Matilda when his wife dies in a tragic train accident. It seems like an accident until a mathematics geek who was also a fellow passenger on the train and his 2 colleagues show up. That's
okay.
the synopsis.
All right. What's Mads in? He seems very familiar. Is
Casino
he from?
Royale. So when Nick had us do that podcast for the holiday we never did, he was in The Hunt.
Which one was The Hunt?
It's where the guy's accused of sexual misconduct to a minor.
That's it. It. Okay. The teacher.
Teacher. Yeah, he's done a lot. He's
I
also in
know he's in tons of stuff. I just couldn't.
King Arthur. He plays the guy with the hawk, and the one from like 2006.
Oh, the guy with the hawk, sure. Love that guy.
He's got a great character. He's misused.
That's true. He's good. He's very confused by this movie too.
Rightfully so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's got right. Geez, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I got a list. I got to check it twice. Or Silent Night, excuse me. Christmas, yes. Action. I don't know. What do you think?
I would say no.
That'd be a very tentative.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going with no.
Yeah.
Okay, one Christmas. Let me check it twice. Christmas, yeah. Action, no. Okay.
50% so far. That's about right for that movie.
Yep.
So Riders of Justice is, I feel like it's pitched as like a Taken.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting.
And there's a Serbian movie called Men Don't Cry that I haven't seen, but I feel like this movie must have been influenced by it. It's about post-traumatic stress, about these guys that go for help. And this movie, like, I feel like a lot of the, I don't think it was tongue-in-cheek, but so Mads' character, Nicholas, he's an elite soldier of some kind. I'm not sure where he's deployed. It was
somewhere.
His daughter's bike is stolen.
It was somewhere. In the
And-
Middle East-ish or
Yeah.
Afghanistan. Something.
And,
One of the modern theaters.
And so his wife has to take the daughter running around because she can't get there on her own. Which is strange because later they show that the boyfriend has a little scooter and he takes her around.
No.
But
Well,
it's neither here nor there, I guess.
wasn't available.
Anyway, they end up having to take a train, and there is a random bombing. And the wife on the train, a guy gets up to give the mother a seat. He's like, I got one space available, and he gets up to like kindly give her the seat on the train. And then an explosion takes place shortly later, and the mother dies, and then the mathematician who gave the seat up and the daughter are banged up, but they live.
So he feels bad because had he not given up the seat, he would have lived.
He would have died, and she would have lived.
That's
Yeah.
what
And
that's what I
he,
meant to say.
as you find later, like he would have been happy to die. He had just been laid off.
Yeah.
He'd had a drunk driving incident prior to this movie, and his daughter died, and that comes back later several times, where like he carries a lot of guilt around that, and he doesn't really, the consequences that you would expect would carry don't for him, but he's also the levity to a lot of situations.
You think so?
I think he's kind of the calming voice a lot of the time.
No, I would say that. I don't know if he's. So I guess that levity is a different term for me. But anyways, yeah. Okay.
And so then the wife dies. Mads comes back. He's not used to being a dad.
Well, they say even when he was there, he would sit in the garage and just stare.
Yeah.
Or
Like certainly
something
he's got
that.
he's got some demons he's not
Yeah.
been dealing with.
Seemed like a pretty reasonable guy though.
He did. He just wasn't, like, he and his daughter weren't on the same page.
Right.
And he needed someone to blame.
Yep. So in comes mathematician guy and his buddies and say, hey, that was a bombing. It was meant to be there. Or they meant to do it. It was intentional. So.
Because at the same time, shortly after this, there's a trial on TV where this biker game called the Riders of Justice are off the hook. And the brother of one of the lead guys, the mathematician, sees him and he's like, that's the guy. I saw him on the train.
And he thinks he's the one that initiated the bomb by throwing away some sort of a drink and a sandwich. Which was a.
He spent like
some sort of explosive device.
$30 on this meal and threw it away.
Yep.
He's like, no one would throw away that amount of food. I mean, and later as you go through this, so they track this guy down because they're all good with hacking and tracking, digital hacking and tracking.
They're nerds. There you go.
And so basically, long story short, dude gets blown up, goes home, changes shirt, has a slice, and hunts down the fucking bastards, and he's not even the lead.
Has a slice.
I mean, that's the mathematician. That's what he did.
Yeah.
It's just what he did.
Yeah.
Changed his shirt, had a slice. Let's go get him.
So essentially, the mathematicians, they know that he's whatever he is, equivalent of a Green Beret or something like that.
Something like an elite special forces guy.
So they want him to help get
I don't think that
revenge
they
for-
know. They just know that it was his wife on the train.
Oh,
They don't know that he's this military guy. And it really escalates then when they track the brother down
Yeah.
and he fucking kills him.
right.
Like he literally, like the brother pulls a gun at the door. They start walking away and he shouts something. And Mads turns around while the other guys are literally getting into the van to leave and goes in there, grabs the gun, breaks his neck.
Yeah. No, I think they knew. I mean, these guys are like hackers and shit. I mean, there's no way they didn't know that he was. I think they were just shocked to actually see that. This is the first time in their life they
I
ever
guess that's
saw
true.
it.
I don't think they
anything like
expected that to happen because he's
no, I agree with that,
Yeah.
but I think they knew who he was. I mean, I don't know if they expected. It's easy to say, oh, he's a Green Beret and he's an experienced killer, and then all of a sudden, it's easy to say that and to know that, and then to see him break somebody's neck. And
That is true. And maybe they did. And anyway, while they're literally cleaning up this body, they have like this discussion over the dead body. They're like, what do we do now? Like this really,
yeah.
we skipped a lot of points to get to this one. And while they're doing that, there's a guy who's in bondage, naked,
Gimp. There's a Gimp.
who's waiting for the guy who'd just been murdered to come back.
Yep.
And he's worried that he's going to die too.
Yep.
And then instead they just take him in their merry band of misfits.
Yep.
So, and they live out of this guy's garage, and one of the hackers is very admiring of the garage. He's like,
Yeah.
"Who built
This
this
is
barn?
This is a barn.
It's
Yeah.
a great
Yeah,
barn."
He loves that barn.
Yeah.
When do we get back into that barn?
Yeah, the architecture is
See,
amazing.
it's what I'm saying. It's so like it's meant to be a comedy, an action comedy, I guess.
yeah. It is
It's-
in Danish,
Yeah.
and I think a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's
still
lost. It's
laughed.
lost in translation. Yeah, I did too.
But it's strange. It is a strange thing. And while this is going on, and they're literally plotting to take down this gang, the daughter and her boyfriend are like, she's just trying to cope.
Yep.
She has how she sees it as an absentee father. He doesn't want to go to therapy. She does. The boyfriend, who the dad doesn't know, comes over to try to help. Like he's trying to side with the girlfriend, and Matt punches him in the face.
Yeah.
Gives him a black eye, and then to make up for it, he cooks dinner after he kills the guy. And they're sitting around the table, and the boyfriend is kind of speaking out of turn, I think, is how he's like giving this grown-ass man who's seen shit that he can never imagine life advice. And he's like, people with your experience, like, hide things, and they deal with it with violence, blah, blah, blah. And Mads is like, well, how does a baker deal with conflict? I loved that line because he's just like, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it didn't help the situation with the daughter.
No.
But I did like the line, I'm like a little potato. Like, I don't hear anything, but I see everything. I thought that was fun. And then the big guy who, for the first half of the movie, really wants to be part of this heist team or this murder team. He's like, I want to kick the bullies back. He's really manic about his monitors.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just
The
loses, like
resolution,
step away from the wires. Like you're in my space. And then he's like, I'm not lifting a finger if I don't get special weapons training right now, like we talked about. I thought it was pretty good.
There sure is some barn. That's what I.
Sure is some barn.
Yeah, and like the funny, so all the comedy comes from the ragtag group of hackers and statisticians. When he does kill the guy with the brother breaking his neck, they have a conversation about the best way to clean up the DNA. Should it be bleach? Oh no, we need acetone or whatever it was.
And well, Mads is like, I should not have done that. I overreacted.
Yeah, right. So he does have.
Just very matter of fact, like. Yeah. But no one, like the guy, they all go back to the car except for the guy who really likes the barn. The Gimp does not join them.
No.
In the car. So they just kind of leave him there after cleaning up the scene.
Yeah.
And then he gets taken by the biker gang and they threaten to shoot him and then they don't.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they team up, I guess, after that.
Oh, it is confusing. I'm not sure either.
Yeah. It is they're all, the main group of this that you follow, they're made up of a bunch of different broken people.
Sure.
And like they do try to convey them kind of coming together in a cohesive family, but there's nothing cohesive about it. Like everybody starts to try to coexist except for Mads, who's just like, I'm going to kill everybody involved in this. And then like the group is like 30 people, the biker gang.
Yeah.
And then when they go, like they go kill 4 of them, and the big guy who wants the weapons training kind of he freezes up because killing people face to face is hard, and Mads takes care of everything. And he
Takes the gun back.
He takes the gun back, and they go home.
And then the guy apologized, and he says, "Yeah, no problem."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry." In the meantime, they punched.
I think he did that on purpose to like
I think
show
so too.
show him,
Yeah.
you know, like you're out of your fucking league, you know. You
Right.
need to-
Yeah, just let me do this. Like
Yeah.
he kept saying like, "I'll take care of it.
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah,
care of it.
yeah.
I'll take care of it." But then they get back to the barn, and they find out like there's a 3.8% chance of it happening, and it happened. Where the guy that they thought was the brother of this biker gang that started the bomb, that left the bomb, wasn't the same guy.
Right.
So they've literally started this war unsolicited.
Yep.
And the accident of the bombing was truly an accident.
Yep.
Which seems like a crazy left turn in Act 3.
Mm-hmm. It's a full-fledged war.
Yeah, because now the biker gang knows who they are, and they're like,
Yep.
"What the hell? Like, what did like?" I think one of them yells, "Like, what did we do to you?"
Yeah.
Like they've made a lot of enemies, and they're certainly not good people, but they literally did not do
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
to these guys.
Yeah.
And then the war at home happens.
Yep.
So, like the biker gang descends on these
On the
guys
farm and
from one. They find a name and they track them to this place. And then they take the daughter hostage, and then it's finally taken.
Yep. Finally, they got to it.
Yeah. Somehow she gets shot,
Yep.
or it makes it look like she's shot, but
That
she's
wasn't
fine.
it. Yeah. That was a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
And then Mads takes on everybody.
Yep. Did pretty well.
He did. He got shot in the vitals a couple times.
Yep.
Took it like a champ.
Yeah, sure did.
I do like Mads in
affect
this
him.
role was just a beast. Like he was
Yeah.
fun to see in this. Like usually you see like he's more of like a dapper guy, or
Mhm.
like he does straight up drama. He did Valhalla Rising. I don't know if you
Okay.
saw that.
No, I didn't, but I...
But this is a beatdown role for him.
Yep.
I wish it had been an American movie. And I say that like most Swedish, Danish, like Scandinavian films are much darker. But I feel like this one would have been more enjoyable as an American film.
Yeah, and I think that might just because we're American. I think it really is just lost in translation. Like we don't quite get it. Or maybe not. Maybe it's the same for Danish audiences, but I just feel like it doesn't quite work.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they don't have the senseless violence that American film does.
Mm-hmm.
And Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is one of the darkest series I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
They do dark really well, but they don't really do dark, senseless violence really well.
Sure.
In this one, they tried to make it matter. Like it was kind of it wasn't just a straight up action movie. It was like a very researched, dramatic, trying to cope movie
Sure.
mixed with what made them violent. And I don't know that there's a genre that I've seen that can compare to that.
Right.
Like they were trying to cover all of the phases of emotion,
Right.
and then how to deal with someone who's so used to just being a blunt force object.
Right.
I don't know.
It defies genre.
It defies a lot of things. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know if it didn't really work for me, anyways. I would say.
Sure. I mean, it starts fast. It's just a snowball quick.
Yep.
And then it just moves. There were a couple things at the end, like the big fight at the end. I did like that part of
that's
it.
cool.
It just didn't.
I like the action parts,
Yeah.
and I didn't mind the comedy. You know.
Yeah.
whatever.
It seemed like 3 different movies. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
action, it was comedy, and those things work together. And then there's some very deep-seated drama that's just kind of hanging out.
Yep.
It's weird.
It was weird.
At the end, what I didn't like about the ending is I really thought that Mads was going to die.
Seemed like you should have.
And then there's no accountability at the end. They're sitting around having like a Christmas celebration
Mm-hmm.
casually as like a group.
Yep.
And he still seems like the outside guy.
He didn't learn. He didn't change.
He's just sharpening his knife.
That's right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like
Yeah.
it's trying all these things, and not necessarily fulfilling, filling out
Yeah.
all the details on this character development, at least his.
He really does have a one-dimensional character.
Yeah.
Like everybody else ebbs and flows, and there's some good, like, I feel like everybody else goes through a process in the movie.
They do.
But he doesn't. Like, and I don't want to say that his character was beyond redemption, because it wasn't. They just didn't necessarily redeem him.
Right.
And his daughter doesn't really see him differently.
No.
It's just like the movie ended. So.
Well, even if he had done it for his wife, which he ended up not doing it for his wife, who knows how the daughter would have felt? And you find out your dad's a fucking...
Yeah. Just a straight up badass.
Yeah.
But the daughter is the one that kind of... She gives the whole... Everything's alluded to, and then she just comes out and says what's happening. Like her bike had been stolen, and she really wanted to be mad at the person who stole her bike.
Yep.
Because in her mind, that caused everything.
Yeah.
And the whole snowball to hell was caused by the bike being stolen. And then the guy, the engineer, who just changed shirts, had a slice, and went to work. He was saying, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you'll never. Like it's infinite.
Event is,
yeah. But that, like, her needing to be mad at somebody, to blame somebody, is exactly what her dad was doing.
Yeah.
Like, he needed an enemy that
parallel.
he could see.
I didn't
and
put that together.
Like, he's used to being able to fight things that he can see. So, I don't know. It was blatant, but it was. I tied enough of it up, I guess. But.
Fucking A, man.
I mean, if you got anything left, hit me.
Just a couple of things just about it. I don't know if this was meant to be funny, and since I'm American, I don't understand it.
Sure.
But the big guy that wanted to be a gangster, and then he's talking about some of the gang members, and he gives them their street names as well. You got Kurt Tandem Olson, Kenneth Turbot Jensen, and Noah Monkey.
You don't know Turbot?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what are these names? Like, is he making them up? Like, is that why it's funny, or are these his real names? Like,
I don't know.
What are these? I thought that was so weird. I had to replay that 3 times to get those names down.
Yeah, it is. That part was weird. It was also strange to me that they called it Riders of Justice.
Yeah.
Like, that was the gang name.
Yeah, and they're like a right wing. That's
like neo-Nazi yeah. It's weird.
I don't know, man.
I mean, stay away from my monitors. That's all I can say. Step away from the cables.
Yeah. You're still too close to the cables. See, there was really... Man, I don't know.
All I can say is I'm not lifting a finger until I get the weapons training I was promised.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah.
Jason, get on that weapons training.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, how'd I do before we rated? How'd I do?
Oh, all right. I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice. Xmas. Yep, a little light on the Xmas, but it was Xmas.
Yeah, they have like a Christmas party at the end and like nice knit sweaters.
Yeah, you like to just throw in the holiday at the end.
There's a Christmas tree. It's there. It is legit Christmas.
Yeah. Right.
Heavy on the action.
Heavy-ish on the action.
A lot of people died.
That's true, but it's not really an action movie.
I feel like this one counts as an action movie.
Anyways,
it is beyond genre, but I do feel like it would count.
I'll give it to you. That's fine. It's Christmas. Time of giving.
All right.
Okay, let's see who's rating first.
Everybody's got a price.
All right.
Boy, I love that. God, I wish
I didn't love this movie, but I do. I really want to talk to other people who've seen it.
Yeah.
And so I do think people should see it. And so for that reason, I'm going to say 260.
Man, I hate how you rate things.
I would pay 260 to see this movie.
Everything about it.
I didn't hate it. I didn't
love
love
actor
it.
did a great job. So
But I do.
what 297?
If this was a miniseries, it'd be amazing.
Sure.
But it wasn't. So I'm saying 260. Like, honestly, if it had ended better for me, I had 287 scratched out. Like, it was that close. And then it didn't end how I hoped it did. So 260.
17 cents you'd knocked off.
Yep. It's 17%.
You got one choice, boy. Sex or the saw.
I'm going to give it sex. The tiniest lick on your candy cane.
You liked this one less
Barely.
than you liked Silent Night?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. All right.
I really thought it was just there was no cohesion to it to me. It was off for
It
me.
seemed like it was written by at least two different people simultaneously. The action comedy made sense.
Yep.
But then there was literally somebody there who was like button heads.
Yeah,
like the
well,
whole
that's what
time.
I'm
Like,
saying.
no, it
That's
has
just
to
like-
matter.
Just threw me off, and I don't know.
That's fair.
I liked it. I didn't love it by any means. Maybe it's worth another shot. I don't know.
I don't think you have to watch it again. That's fine.
It's funny you're reaching for that because now we're gonna go head on to Fat Man
It's gonna hurt a lot more coming up. That's why I'm drinking more.
and the start of a new tradition.
Oh God, you're pulling a knife out. Alka-Seltzer.
Remember?
Yep.
All right, give me your glass, buddy.
All right.
So
What
we're
is
gonna
this
get-
one? What is it? What's the name of it?
Fat.
It's Johnny Carson. It's a Johnny Carson.
Is that what it said? Do you want it? Because you're gonna put Alka-Seltzer in
It's
there.
a Johnny Carson. So
Is that what he called it? I
yep.
missed that. Okay.
I had it written
You're
down.
gonna get a little extra egg in there, huh?
Egg, Alka-Seltzer. Yep.
Whiskey.
Man, we got to come up with some better things for Halloween because I feel like I'm getting heavy loaded on mine.
So there's a scene here where Santa Claus here put it in yourself.
Oh God! All right.
Takes a shot of whiskey with some Alka-Seltzer in it. So I figured we're already doing an egg. We might as well.
It's
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
plop plop fizz fizz.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Whip stir, whip stir, whip stir.
Yeah, you got to let that dissolve, buddy.
It's bubbling up a little bit. What do I chew it? My milk's lumpy, then chew it. All right, so Fat Man's coming.
All right. Are you ready?
Well, I'm just watching my whiskey boil.
Yeah. Some bubble. I didn't really intend for us to be getting schnockered, but I thought that it was
Yeah,
too good to pass up.
that's a good call. I mentioned it in my notes and then didn't even think about picking up Alka-Seltzer. I'm glad you're on top of it. All right, so the
We'll see how you feel in a minute.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting. The official synopsis is a rowdy, unorthodox Santa Claus is fighting to save his declining business. Meanwhile, Billy, a neglected and precocious 12-year-old, hires a hitman to kill Santa after receiving a lump of coal in his stocking. This is the 2020 rated R Fat Man.
I got to tell you, I fucking loved it. I did. I enjoyed it so much. Goddamn, this movie was just the best. You knocked it out of the park with this one, my friend. That's no joke.
It's great. I'm glad I got one. I thought this was heading down a different path.
No. Wait for the next movie.
I mean, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
God, this was all right. Here we go. Here we're doing a Johnny Carson.
Hey,
Here's to
Johnny
you.
Carson, here's to you.
All right. You gonna try to get a bit? No, he's going to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
It's still bubbling.
Yeah, I still got some Alka-Seltzer in mine.
Oh my God. It's like a
Oh,
science
so everybody,
project.
we had some whiskey and Alka-Seltzer,
Oh
and there was some
God.
egg in there too.
It's the residue of the
egg
egg.
residue. It's the egg residue that makes it good.
It is doing something.
What a relief it is.
That's my bad.
Get the rest
Sweet.
of my
6 pound, 7 ounce little baby Jesus. This is
man,
something.
good traditions.
Hey, all I can say is Christmas has traditions. Next
fuck
year,
off. I do have a drink I used to do with my friend Garrett called the Reanimator.
then let's do it.
All right.
Does it involve like glow stick goo?
Well, it's a clear alcohol with a green energy drink or anything green really, so it looks
That's
like
great.
the glowing fluid.
Next year we got to get SD on these things.
Dude, come on, have a sip.
Yeah.
Try it, whiskey and
Try
Alka-Seltzer.
it. Try it.
I do that over the egg.
It's going to be a relief.
When it's done. It'll be a relief when it's done.
Bathroom.
Ooh, that's way worse than the egg.
Oh my God.
But maybe the egg
I
added
don't
to it.
understand what's happening.
How is it worse?
Everything about it is worse. Like,
Well, it has a flavor. It's like a
yeah, it tastes
it's like a
entirely
salty.
different. Yeah.
Have you never had Alka-Seltzer? Oh yeah, it's. You're approaching 40. Have you had a colonoscopy?
Approaching.
Oh, he's over 40. I don't know
he's
how
over
old you are.
40.
Have you had a colonoscopy?
No.
Okay, well, get a little personal, but I've had one. You have to drink the fluid, and the fluid tastes a lot like Ilka. So
I
that's the only
want to
reason I
have a
brought it up.
colon club.
Hey, man, let's do it. I
wanna
beat
do-
you to the club. But
You did, but I'll wait until your next one.
God, I got to tell you, that's the first time I've ever been anesthetized.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I don't
That's
think
my drug of choice.
I don't think I trust
Yeah.
myself on it.
Yep.
Like when they woke you up, what was it like?
Apparently, I didn't sleep at all before because I had to go in at like 6 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
So I was up all night, and apparently I slept for like 45 minutes after they brought me out. And they're like, "Boy, you sure were tired." I was just like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I was."
Maybe they could do that to me on like a regular night.
Yeah, right.
The last time, like, what is it? How is it different than when they put you out for like dental?
I've never I've never been gassed or.
When they
that's the only
when
time
they
I've been
gassed me for
anesthetized, at
dental,
least. Out.
and I came to for my molars, I tried to escape
I'm sure.
the hospital in a
it-
wheelchair.
Cool.
It was.
Did you make it?
I got out the door and they came back after me, and then I tried. The dad came to pick me up, and I tried to talk my way into driving. The last thing I remember is like putting my seatbelt on, and I woke up 45 minutes later still in the car. I was just out.
It was gas.
Yeah,
Seems like gas does that because you have all those funny videos. That's that famous one about, is this real?
yeah. They did ask me. I remember thinking. They asked me to count down from 100,
Yeah.
and I
Oh, they
remember
did that for me,
thinking,
too.
like, God, I hope this isn't the gas part because I have a couple questions, and I made it to 98.
Yeah. I remember doing like 98. I was like, boy, this works fast. And then next thing I knew, I was awake in the.
Yeah, God, I hate teeth.
So I
stuff.
think whatever they do for, in a more. Well, I'm an anti-dentite. I hate dentists. You guys suck. You're the
I
worst.
hate dentists. Yeah.
So whatever they do in a more professional
Sure.
setting, whatever they do for a colonoscopy, anyways. Like it. No, I didn't. I wasn't goofy. I just woke up. I was a little groggy. That's it.
Right on.
Didn't try to escape.
Not yet.
I would have made it though. Jumped
You
out
would-
the window.
You would have done it better than me. No questions asked.
All right, let's get to it. The Fat Man.
The Fat Man. So
So
this
again,
is
I
Mel
was-
Gibson.
Yeah, I love Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
I know he's had his problems, but I've always just enjoyed him. Even What Women Want, I like him in that movie.
It's great.
I just like Mel.
Yeah.
So I was so happy to see him back. He'd been in something recently.
He did
was the
Dragged
dad-
Across Concrete
No, that wasn't it. He was
oh,
the dad. He was the dad of somebody
with
in
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
it was
does Daddy get the
Yeah,
did something
whatever
like
that
two.
series is. He was in the second one.
Yeah. Anyways, that.
Christmas movie.
Oh God.
What are you mouthing to me?
I said, did you see those?
I did. Yeah. They were fun. Yeah. They weren't great. They were fun.
Fun.
Daddy's Home? Is that right? That's not right. I feel like that's something.
Look who's daddy now.
Look who. 3 Men and a Daddy? Is that,
I'm a little daddy.
is that how that movie goes?
Oh boy. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, this movie, I thought it was supposed to be more serious, and I was legitimately confused what the hell was going on until he got that little girl in there, and he was going to electrocute her for winning the science fair, and I was like, okay, this movie is not taking itself seriously. I was like, what is this? This is so weird. You got Santa Claus running pretty much a sweatshop wherever he is.
Yep.
Man, the look in that factory is just so cool. It's like World War II, like they're like an ammunition factory.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and Santa's all haggard and beat up. He's like, oh boy, profits are down this year. We're going to have to shut down.
Santa was pissed as hell this whole
He
movie.
was.
Yeah.
And then you got the
Daddy's Home 2.
Daddy's Home
Yep.
too, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, and then you had the kid, the kid that hires the assassin, and he's
somewhere between like a little Hitler and Napoleon.
yeah. So he walks around with his best of show. He's got all these blue ribbons on his shirt, and he's going to the what kind of fair was it? Was it a science
It's
fair?
a science fair.
Yeah, it was a science.
Yeah.
Okay, and he gets news from his grandmama. What do we got? Johnny Carson. There it is. Yep.
Johnny Carson drink.
Johnny Carson drink. That his dad's not going to be able to make it. It's presumably some corporate asshole. I don't know.
I mean, he's just never home. Yeah.
Judging by the grandma's behavior later, I assume it's not a nice family. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your grandpa won't, or your dad won't be here, but
Yeah.
there should be room. I'm sorry, I can't come to your science project fair.
Yeah. But
But there's room for another blue ribbon here."
They act like they have all the money, and then when he steals money from her, which given it's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
I don't know how much a hitman costs, but he keeps going to this guy, this Walton Goggins hitman. He keeps paying him for shit. Like it's got to add up at some point.
And again, like that first scene with him, I normally don't like that guy. For some reason.
Walton?
Yeah. I don't know why. I think I just see him too much in things, and he's playing the same
He's
character.
everywhere right now.
Yeah. But in this, he was different.
Yeah.
Just over the top, serious, in a ridiculous way. Hitman, and a guy brings in a baseball bat to him. And at this point, I still thought it was a serious movie. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And he's looking over this baseball bat, and the guy's like, how long does this take? As long as it takes.
Yep.
And the guy's like, oh, okay, sure. Do you have a place for me to sit? Does it look like I have a place for you to sit? I was like, okay, well, he's an asshole. But then on the base of the bat, it says Made in Santa's Workshop. I'll give you $900. Anyways,
He's like $2,000. He's like
$2,000.
I got to send my kid to space camp. I'll give you $900. $2,000.
Or you can
want to
fuck
get me
off,
halfway?
or you can
$2,000,
fuck
or
off.
you can fuck right off. And he just goes, bags it, and sticks it in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good setup.
Yeah.
Anyways, little boy, he loses the competition. He becomes the runner-up. So he hires the hitman to track down the girl that won.
Kidnaps her, puts her in the basement.
Threatens her with a battery shock torture.
Battery shock torture then, and then in the car, if you say anything about this, I'll kill your parents and your dog.
Well, that was the hitman that did that.
Yeah.
God. He's like, rolls down the window when she's walking up to the house. Oh, and Susie, Merry Christmas.
Yep.
It was somewhere around there where I was just like, all right, this movie's all right. Man.
I did like the down on his luck Santa.
Hold on. At that part where he lets the girl out, he's like, I'll kill your mom. I'll kill your dad. Do you have a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Jojo Beans. I will kill little Jojo Beans.
Hit the bricks.
Yeah.
I did like the down on his luck Santa where he's like, a little bit of cheese will go a long way.
Yeah.
He goes to drink at the local bar, but he still, like, he knows everybody.
Because he's Santa, so
'Cause
that's
he's
the
Santa.
recurring theme is just like, I know who you are.
Yeah. And so the bartender there is, like, just looking for, like, taking somebody home and, you know, having some company. And
So-
he saddles up next to the guy, and he's like, hey, isn't your wife and daughter, aren't they waiting for you on Christmas Eve? You know, if you drove
12 hours.
12 hours
left
straight
right
through,
now.
you could make it home for your family the holiday. He's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm the guy buying your beer. Ooh, you're mixing.
Well, I'm just trying to get this. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you're
want to
braver than me. Like, mine's settling.
get that down, buddy.
It's gonna settle the stomach.
And get this Alka-Seltzer down. It's going to be such a relief.
Can you pay a hitman by check? Is that
Because it
something
depends
you
on
can do?
Depends on the hitman. I would assume that's a hard no, but
Yeah, I feel like that's like, don't do that.
within the setting of the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
The story
He
of the
keeps
movie.
he keeps taking them. He shows up in his phone as little shit.
Yeah.
Um,
So this hitman, he's got an obsession with Santa Claus.
yeah,
Like he's
been tracking
I
him since
mentioned
he was a
earlier-
wee boy.
He was a wee boy. He was 9 years old. Or
Aside from the little car Santa gave him, the
Which
little
was a
cop
cop
car, the only thing he ever got from Christmas that the movie shows is 6 cigarette burns in his arm.
I'll never forget the smell of burning flesh and menthol. So he had a bad life, bad childhood growing up. He was always writing to Santa, please give me what. He doesn't really say what he.
I want
what
a pony.
Right.
Yeah.
Pony. I'm sure it was a pony.
Whatever Hook says to the kids, he wants all that. Yeah.
Oh, please. I want this pony.
Give me.
Mine. Yeah. God, I love Hook.
Yep.
So anyways, he's been apparently, so Santa's workshop is real, and elves are making toys, and they put a plaque on all the toys that say made in Santa's workshop. So this guy with the bat, he got an actual toy. He was a good boy for Christmas, and he got an actual toy from Santa, what he wanted. Whereas, what's his name? The actor?
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins was a bad little boy. So if you're a bad person, the little kid, Walter Goggins, he actually gets coal. And there's that part where he's talking to, because it's like a supply and demand thing with Santa. Like he's like competing with UPS, and USPS, FedEx. He says, I can't help it if the ratio of coal to presents isn't better.
Yeah. Like all the kids
Yeah,
are bad
like
now.
so.
Like, cause I guess it opens with Santa driving down the road, and it's talking about a real thing that happened. And I guess Beavis and Butthead did a bit on it too, where these kids threw bowling balls off of a bridge into traffic, and he's just like talking about how bad it is right now. But Walton Goggins' character, it's just like the skinny man. Like you got it down. Yikes.
Ready to go out.
But I did like there were a couple things that I liked right away, and I guess I don't know if it was because this film was shopped since 2006.
Mm-hmm.
They'd been trying to get this made. The Isham Nelms and Ian Nelms brothers. But I don't know if they were always after Mel or if he was just somebody that they could get. But I did like that. They had Mrs. Claus was played by Marianne Jean Baptiste.
Yep.
And I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Good for everybody. Like it made sense in the movie and it made sense for Mel.
Yep. Australian.
Yeah.
She must be British though.
I would imagine that she's
Yeah,
British.
yeah.
She was born in London. It says. Yep. So, but I thought it was like the casting was solid throughout, and I'm glad that Walton you actually liked. But
Yeah, man, I thought so many.
a lot of just tongue-in-cheek stuff going on.
The scene where he's got a hamster, I thought it was a mouse at first.
I did too.
He's at a pet store. He's bringing his mouse along his hamster along on a hit.
Yep.
He feels bad for it because he's just sitting there in the cage with the bedding and then the water dish. So he goes to a pet store. And the lady's like, I don't imagine you are a hamster guy. Well, I am. And she's like, here's the pet wheel and here's there's no room for the playhouse.
Yep. And they don't leave a lot of room for you don't have a lot of expectations, I guess, because the first time you see him, he's literally shooting somebody in bed.
Yep.
So he's like, all right, he's the bad guy.
Yep.
And then you're introduced to this tiny little Hitler, and you're like, well, he's a kid, but he's also the worst person. So there's a lot going on.
Playing the hitman.
Yep. I didn't like on Christmas Eve, the skinny man he goes to the shooting range.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's leaving the shooting range, he heads out to his car before little shit calls him, and he puts a rifle case into the back of the car.
Mm-hmm.
But he was doing a small arms course.
No, right.
That was dumb. It looked better aesthetically, but it didn't make sense.
Well, maybe he had to make room for his pistol case.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I guess I don't understand why the spoiled little rich brat is writing to Santa at all. Like, the kid has literally everything he wants.
He still believes.
At some point, that same little kid curb stomps a teddy bear, which I thought was excessive. Like, he gave him the Jersey curb.
Yep.
That's a little brutal. It's excessive. Yeah. I did like Walton Goggins when he's trying to track Santa down.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the postal services. They just called them Postal Service.
Yeah.
But they had everything relabeled. And it's just like H36. That's how you're going to, like, Santa just has a P.O. box, H36. And he just starts, like, maliciously, needlessly killing everybody throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
Anybody he asks, just a mail carrier in the street, he's like, oh, hey, well, how does this work? And he tells him it was fine. He had no reason to.
Had no reason.
He killed him.
You just sorted your last piece of mail.
Yeah. Well, that's what I loved about it. It was just over the top, like making fun of itself. Like it really. I have one note about it being sort of like a hot fuzz. Like it really
a little bit. Yeah.
It, just in the sense that it makes fun of action.
Yeah.
So funny. So well.
And I think like there's probably some bad blood with Mel on some action stuff too. So he was more than happy to do it. But I did like that they were just relentless. Yeah. Like Santa had to make a deal with the U.S. government to make rent.
He had to call back his elves. Boy, 8 months earlier or something, and he's like the shop foreman, and he's talking to him. He's like, well, it's been hard times. We're not meeting our quotas, so I accepted a 2-month contract with the U.S. government making. What were they? They were making missile.
They were making like weapons of like missiles
I
and
thought would have been
guns.
funny. They were. It was some sort of microchip or like weapon control panels or something.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been like I would have loved to have seen all the elves making like bullets or like assembling like guns or something. Like I think that was a missed opportunity.
That would have been funny.
That would have been
like just like pulling the levers down, packing them in. Yeah, like a full on like an accountant's like rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Yep. That would have been good. I did like that when they're trying to pitch, like they're trying to convince Santa to go like longer than the 2-month deal. He's
stuck
like,
to his guns.
He's like, stay away from Blitz, and they'll tear your package right off. Like they'll just rip it right off.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing is just like all the Santa lore is there. It's just in such a setting you're not expecting.
Yeah.
Like the reindeer are there, the elves are there, but it really is like a sweatshop.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess they're being treated well, but it's just.
I mean, they're there by contract. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it does seem like they're all up against it, and they're kind of stuck in a tough spot because they're all because of the special diet of sugar that they have.
Yeah. See, that's funny. And there's a scene where the military is checking things out, whatever, but the head guy, the general or whatever, probably wasn't a general, but he's having dinner with them, and they're all just eating. It's like Hook. It's like they're just eating sweet stuff.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you guys need a proper diet. You need fruits, vegetables, meat. I don't even remember exactly what he says, but we found simple sugars and carbs are the most efficient. Everything's most efficient.
Yep. And he's like, how long can that last? And he's like, forever. Yeah. It can last forever. It's
And I thought it was funny the shop the lead elf was number 7.
Yeah.
It's like, what about 1 through 6?
Been doing this a long time.
Yeah, they all died. It's just died.
But it's he's like simple carbs and sugars 6 times a day. Like that's the secret to success.
Each elf takes a nap every 8 hours, or 12 hours, or whatever.
Yeah. And then later on, they're like, Mrs. Claus brings cookies out. She's like, take a cookie break. He's like, I'd rather not. I'm asking you to take a cookie break.
I insist.
Yeah.
I'll inform the elves we're taking a break.
And she's always like hawking over Santa, like he's sneaking cookies.
Yeah, right. And there's your, regular Santa, like what you expect. Like he wants the cookies. He's always has to steal the cookies.
Yep, that was funny. It was fun. Like that, and like they try to like with the rich kid. He's like you just like I think the moral is like you can't buy what you're not given, but he's still trying. And like the little shit, like I'm not shaving off a dead man's beard. Like the little kid wants proof.
He wants a souvenir. Is what it was. So he's talking to the hitman. He says, "I want a souvenir. What are you thinking?" His head. He's like, I have to go across 2 international borders and several state lines.
Because Santa's in Canada.
Is that where he was? I couldn't. Why is there 2 international borders? He's trying. Earlier, he's trying to get to the North Pole. He's trying to.
So I think he's trying to get to North Pole, Alaska. But I didn't see a sign for North Pole, Alaska specifically. But I think that's where they're trying to go. So that explains the 2 international borders. Because you have to get into Canada and you have to get into Alaska.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what they meant.
Or come back.
Yeah. So I think
from Canada,
that could be 2. So
Sure.
it's either Canada for sure, maybe North Pole, Alaska.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did.
So anyways, like, how about his beard? I'm not shaving off a dead
man's. I'm not shaving off a dead man's because the little kid, because he didn't get a gift from Santa.
He got coal.
He got coal. He's like, you made a big mistake, fat man. He's screaming into the sky like Hot Fuzz.
Yep.
And so he hires the hitman to go kill Santa.
I know you have an interest in, and of course the hitman's been bitter with Santa all this
whole time. Like he's been after him, and he of course Santa knows who he is. Like they don't dance around much. It's straight into a gunfight. But the one thing I did want,
naughty little whatever your name is.
Yeah, whatever is he does. I don't know what his real name
You never
was.
gave me a gift except for this one.
Except for this one gift you gave me.
Toy cop car. Throws it at him. And then Santa and he's
Walton skinny man. Yeah.
Skinny man. Yep. He's got a automatic rifle of some sort, and Santa's got one giant pistol, like a
and like a sawed-off pirate shotgun.
Yeah. one short of a blunderbuss and a regular pistol.
God, I wish it had been a blunderbuss.
Man.
Yeah.
And they just have a shootout right there, and they fucking kill each other.
They do. They
mean,
legit kill each other.
Yeah.
After Walton made his way through the entire U.S. Army.
Yeah, he shot them all. He's a legitimate hitman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he did. He killed a lot of people.
And then, after they shoot each other, they were both shot at that point. They get into it. That wood pile scene was real cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, a bayonet. They both get, or I guess just Santa got bayoneted.
Yeah.
At first, I thought they both did. But
So
Santa,
they made it a point to show that he had like this trick sword that was come out of his arm.
Oh, I did.
And it was
okay.
like it was a
missed that.
bayonet that would come out of his forearm, like not his arm specifically, but he had it rigged up around it.
Yeah, okay.
And so that's when Santa got shot, and he's like holding. He's like, enough. He didn't want to kill him. He's like, it has to stop
now.
And then he takes a bayonet
Yep.
to the chest, and then he bleeds out over the top of him, and then Mrs. Claus comes out.
That's right. And he got shot in the eye.
Santa got shot in the eye.
Yep.
Skinny man just plugs him right in the face. Yep.
And so then he goes looking for Mrs. Claus.
And that was a big mistake.
Yep.
I did the one line I really wanted from like the cheese factor just to lean in was like, the kids aren't getting coal anymore. Now they're getting lead. Like, I really wish they would have done that.
Oh,
It would have been great. The other thing that bugged me in the shootout, and it bugs me not just in this one, but it bugs me in every shootout, it's such a simple thing. I get reshoots and stuff, but just have like buy more than one jacket.
Oh, did they?
But they don't have holes.
Oh,
they don't ever put holes. They just smear blood over it. So the guy gets shot like 8 times. There's not a hole in his jacket.
That's definitely a Zeke complaint.
It is a me complaint.
I wrote Black British Mrs. Claus is wonderful and also
She was
badass.
Yeah, like
she's always very loving to him too, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Honey, we've been through this for a
she's
very
very
long
calm.
time,"
Yep.
and like Santa's. I mean, it's very realistic. Like, obviously it's fake, but he's just like, "Well, I had a lot of thoughts in my head."
Yeah.
Well, honey, we've been going through a lot.
It's very much like a partner
Yeah.
endeavor.
Yeah,
like
it really is.
she had her role, he had his, but they were in it together, and I thought that was really cool. It was like a fun thing to see that it wasn't all jolly.
Right.
I liked that.
All right, I got a ton of quotes I need to.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rare two-pager for me.
I had 2 for
In
this
my
one
book,
too.
yeah. Somewhere towards the beginning of the movie, Santa is doing some, and I didn't know he was actually Santa at the beginning either.
Sure.
Like I was just like, I thought he was going to be like some sort of impersonator or something. But anyways, he's doing target practice, and the wife comes out and have one of their nice talks, and at the end she goes, "You have fun shooting the trash."
Yeah, it opens on him shooting the trash, right? Isn't that
was it the
whole
opening?
movie?
Okay,
He's just like shooting shit out on the fence line, and he's just this angry old
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Target practicing.
Yep.
I will kill little JoJo Beans, of course. I mentioned that. And then Santa's talking about just how the world, how everyone's forgotten about Christmas, has lost the feeling for it. And this was actually kind of, I mean, it's funny in the setting, but it's could be construed as profound. You're lucky I'm here. But all I have is a loathing for a world that forgot.
Yep. Yep.
And this is when the hitman, Skinny Man, is talking to the pet store lady. He says, "You remind me of my mother. She never listened and didn't know how to shut the fuck up."
Yep. Yep.
What else we got? There was that scene where the Skinny Man makes it to the North Pole and he encounters that elf.
Yeah.
He's like, "Let's take it easy, little fella," and he's holding whatever volatile. That little
It's
elf
a
was
bomb.
bad. Yeah, he's holding a bomb.
Yeah.
That little elf is so bad.
So he's like, "Are you with the whatever the
Are you with the
army
military?"
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah,
I'm with the
And
military.
he does a double take at the bomb or the incendiary he's holding, and like as if he'd built it himself. And in like literally
did.
a blink and a half, he had disassembled
Disassembled
throws
it.
it at him, and takes off into the room.
Man,
God,
that was
awesome.
It was. Okay, and then towards the... Okay. I don't remember at what point there was, but another quote was, "You think I got this job from being jolly, fat and jolly?"
I did like the postman. Like,
yeah.
He's just like, I don't know, Chris.
Yeah.
You want to leave a note? And he's like, he talks to Chris every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what are you here for?
I've come for your head, fat man.
Yep.
It's good.
That was good. That was a good line.
Okay, and everything else is towards the end where he has killed Mrs. Claus killed Skinny Man.
So, Mrs. Claus takes her around in the back, and then Skinny Man follows her into the house.
Yep.
And then she hides behind the door. He comes in, wheels around, and she plugs him dead. Yeah, I think she does like a double tap on him, too, doesn't she? Or,
I don't know about the double tap.
yeah.
I wouldn't be
She
surprised.
makes
Seems
sure,
like she'd be efficient.
make sure he's
I'm
dead.
so
And then
sorry.
The
she
number
says,
7 comes in and
Yep.
make sure he's dead.
And apparently the Clauses have some sort of healing ability because in the end we
It's
have
the
a
sugar. It's that sugar.
Must be they should incorporate that.
That's why he sneaks the cookies.
Yeah, the little kid stole Santa's cookies.
Yeah. Bastards.
Anyway, so then we come to the final scene where Santa has a confrontation with the little Hitler.
Yep.
And he was going to poison his grandma, correct?
He was going to poison his grandma with fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl, that's right.
So Santa first, he's been terrible to his housekeepers and just the help around the house.
He's just been terrible to everybody.
So
Yep.
whatever maid or whatever comes in, she says, "We have a visitor," and it's Mrs. Claus.
Yep.
Behind him comes Kris Kringle
With an eye patch.
with a knife. Yep. And he's created the grandma's always asking for milk, so he's mixed fentanyl with milk to kill her. And Santa goes, I don't remember what exactly he says, but about
He like reaches over and grabs the milk.
Yep.
He's like, and then he downs it.
fentanyl. That'll
Yep.
do the trick.
I don't think we can add that to our podcast. He just crushed
Fentanyl and milk.
crushed up fentanyl, putting in milk.
You got fentanyl, Jason?
I kid you not.
He tried to put it in my
Cake
drink
from
earlier.
Man. And some of the quotes he's got for him, fentanyl, that'll get the job done. I've decided to become proactive, and it starts with you. And if I hear one more bad thing, you'll be getting more than coal. Okay.
If what with the girl that they threatened earlier with like they abducted.
Yeah, well, he's
If she catches a cold, like I'm coming for you.
If I hear you've misstepped,
Yep.
just anything. So basically, if this kid does anything bad, he's done. Santa's
Done.
gonna kill him.
And I was wondering the whole movie, how are they going to get away with killing a child?
Well, they didn't. They just threatened
They
him.
didn't. But I for the longest time I had to like pause it and they hit it with a blanket so you don't know. But the Skinny Man, when he kills somebody right away, like the first scene you see him on when he like takes a call during a hit, I thought it was a kid. Like it looked like a kid's twin bed.
Sure.
But they don't show who it was. So they just show that he like murdered somebody. So like, all right, well he can die. Like he's a grown ass man.
Grown ass man.
It's hard to kill a kid and be like the good guy, you know?
Right.
Like that doesn't happen. But that kid was terrible.
He was.
So this was like I didn't know
Did
what
you like
to
it?
expect.
I guess we'll find out
did.
soon.
I didn't know what to expect.
I didn't either.
It was
like
one
I
of those
said, I thought it
movies
was,
like I had the link for you because the first time I saw it last year,
Mhm.
it wasn't out when we did it for
Oh,
the
gotcha.
Christmas
Yeah.
podcast, and I bought it first chance I had
Nice.
because I was like, if they pull it,
Those
I
are
want to
good
actually own a copy. And this year I was like, and I think it popped up on Peacock or something, but
Yeah,
it
it
had
was.
ads on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care if it's good or bad. Like same
Gotta
boat with
have it.
you. Like I'm a big fan. Like I have enjoyed through so many cinema experiences Mel.
Yeah.
Like whether he's directing or acting,
Yeah.
like I will watch it. Like if it's one of the few people where if he's in it, I will watch it. And if he's directing it, he's one of 3 that I will see if he's directing. And I was like, if he's playing Santa, I want to see what that's about. So
Who are the other two?
Ron Howard
Mhm.
and Ben Affleck.
Okay. It's another topic for another podcast.
Yeah, stand by it.
I know you will.
Yeah,
I know you will, good buddy.
yeah.
Well, ready to rate this?
I'm
all?
ready to rate it. Let's hit it.
You got one choice, boy. Sex or the saw?
It's Rob
That's
first.
me every time.
You got one
It
choice,
was me
boy.
last time. Give me that shit.
No, but you don't. Your memory.
My memory is the only
Goddamn
thing in life
Alka-Seltzer,
that I trust.
but at least it was a relief.
All right.
what a relief it was. You got one choice, boy. Sex or the saw. Yeah, this one is sex. All of your stockings stuffed
Oh, damn.
to the brim.
To the brim. That is
God damn it. Loved
got
it.
everything you wanted for
Absolutely love
Christmas.
It. As close to 100% as you could possibly get.
Wow.
This was, I really, really,
That's awesome.
very much enjoyed this.
So I
don't think it's really all that wonderful of a movie, but I loved it.
mean, I feel like we're in a bubble for the holidays, right? Like
Yep.
we're rating them based on
Yeah, right.
the holiday. So
Yeah, you got to take it into
Yeah.
podcast perspective.
I would say like within that bubble, same thing. Like this fit the Christmas 12 Days of Die Hard.
Yep.
Like this was the movie.
Yep.
Like you don't have to bitch about palm trees to me for years going forward. Like this is
Yep.
fucking Santa with a shotgun.
Let's get that list.
Yep.
Action, check.
Yeah.
Christmas, definitely a check. Go over it, let me check it a second time. Action, yes. Christmas, check.
God, I'm batting 1,000. I'm batting like 900 right now.
Yeah, you didn't miss one. Oh, a different part.
Yeah. Get a little dance in there.
You know Ted
what that's
DiBiase? You know Ted DiBiase, your
Not personally.
benefactor? No, okay.
No, but you know what that is missing, Rob?
What's that?
A little bit of triangle.
Angle, it could be.
A little bit of triangle.
God,
That's-
we gotta find
we
that
gotta find we gotta find that guy. I would
have a gut buster, whatever it was.
like if we
Stomach pounder.
were yes.
We'll never remember.
Yes. It's time for the witching hour.
Time for one last story.
One last story.
It's funny what movies we glom onto.
It is.
Well,
It's
why-
not.
why-
It's not
why
like
The
the
Fog?
great ones,
Yeah,
but like I
The Fog,
I
for-
loved that. Like
Yeah,
that was such a
yeah,
fun thing.
yeah, it
Like
was.
you were on a train in Germany.
Yeah.
It was just a
Crossing the
great-
Mediterranean.
Crossing the Mediterranean by
Yeah,
train.
yeah.
Like that's why they call it the Mediterranean. It was great.
Now I know.
It would be different if we were like again with the bubble, like if we were rating this connecting
Yeah.
through Mel Gibson. But for the Christmas component of it, like this is a 287 for me.
Yeah, man.
Like I think this hits all the margins. I do wish, without explanation, that they hadn't shot him in the head, and
Sure.
and like the
Healed.
wife had like opened fire
Yeah.
before he'd been shot in the head, because the eye patch could have been added as a wound, like on anything, like, or he could have had it to begin with. I don't know. They just kind of pretend like he's immortal, and that's fine. But 287 for sure. Like this was, if you're looking for like a Christmas, like this is something that's going on right now with Disney. And I gotta say, like I meant to mention that for the first
I was
time
just gonna burp. Was also
for the podcast, we do not have a Die Hard or a
Yeah.
Shane Black
You
movie.
we
almost had a Shane Black.
almost a Die Hard too.
We almost did. Yes, we
This
almost had both.
this replaced a Die Hard.
This replaced a Die Hard.
I believe, didn't it?
Yes, it did. And then the Shane Black was the alternative
To
to
Silent Night.
Night.
Yeah.
But right now with Disney, like Disney is kind of like the several people have noted, because Shane Black wrote Iron Man 3. They've said that Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie because it takes place
God.
at Christmas. Like there's Christmas in it, and Disney didn't list it in their Christmas listing.
Good for
on
them.
Disney Plus.
Good for you,
There's nothing
Disney.
Disney does that good. Don't
No,
even start
that's-
with
I
that.
love them now.
No, you don't. There's nothing. You can't love Disney. They're terrible. Anyway,
I mean, Iron Man 3 I hate.
yeah, no, Iron Man 3 is garbage. And we've talked about that because we watched The Predator. And The Predator was Iron Man 3 recycled.
Yeah.
Like it was like that
I'll
man.
watch TV with you.
I'd love to watch TV with you. Like we had a lot of fun watching that on the podcast.
Yeah. No, we didn't do it as a podcast.
Oh, we didn't. We just watched it for
yeah,
fun.
Yeah, but
It's
we bring it up all the time.
I'm gonna bring it up on the podcast. I will fit it into Christmas because I'm pretty sure that the Predator,
sure.
because of Shane Black, is
Yeah,
is Christmas
Guy's
as well.
obsessed with it.
He doesn't stop. But it's Iron Man 3. Anyway, 287 on this. It's the Fat Man. It's just it's a fun movie if you're like
Yeah,
if you're
sure.
arguing with somebody on what to watch and you're looking for an action movie and they won't cave on Die
comedy.
Hard or Lethal Weapon. This is absurd.
It is,
And it's absurd in a fun way. Like just be ready for it.
Yeah, and it really caught me off guard. As I said, just expect it to be something a little bit different than you thought.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it is.
It takes a serious tone into absurdity. Is really what it is. Like, everything about it is just ridiculous, but taken in a serious tone. This movie does not take itself seriously, but it does it in a very good way.
It is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had that one because I know where you're headed next.
Well, as you know, my boy, everything that goes up
Must come down.
come crashing down.
I was flying high.
You were. Now you're going
Now I'm dead. Splat.
down. Are we there yet?
Yep.
Starring Ice Cube, other people. And
I'll pull it up. You
Yeah.
can ramble for a minute. Yeah.
That was all him. I had nothing to do with this one. Yeah. Jason shaking his head.
Jason hasn't seen it.
I don't think he needs to. I was shaking my head when I knew I had to watch it.
I was looking up clips earlier.
All right. So it's a 2000.
Luckily, I got to pay for this.
I offered to give
Yeah,
it
you
to
did. You did. Zeke
Are we there yet?
Zeke did give me the option. To
Question
watch it
mark.
for free,
2005.
but I did pay for it.
To impress a foxy divorcee, ladies' man Nick offers to take her kids on the extended road trip unaware of the torture he's in for.
So I think in lieu of any real commentary, unfortunately, Victoria chose this one to watch with me.
Oh my God!
And I am.
Why?
I would like to give.
Why?
I would like to give quotes.
So she'll
her
never
quotes.
talk to me again.
I'd like
That's what
to.
you're
I'd like to give
saying.
her quotes.
All right, yeah, hit me.
At 20-minute mark, she had said, "Boy, this is terrible."
Yeah. Great.
I wish we could stop this. What a waste. I'm going to stick it out.
At 20 minutes.
Well, this was not much. Well, just listen. I'm going to stick it out. This was probably at like 30.
21.
And she'd seen it before, so she said,
She'd seen it before?
Yeah, she said, I'll watch a terrible movie twice. Why not?
Do anything twice.
I don't know why I've seen this before. And then shortly later, she left. I was at about 49 minutes, so she made it 49 minutes, and
Oh my God.
And she walked out.
she left.
I walked Victoria.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Of all the shit she could have walked in on. What if she walked in on any of the other regular movies? Like how
She normally stays away. I'm not sure
this
why.
is a
why-
benchmark. This is a benchmark.
Well, she watched Ice Harvest with me. She watched Ice Harvest.
How far was this, first or second?
So yesterday I watched 3. This was the second of the 3.
Was Ice Harvest before this one though?
Yes.
Okay. So you think like 45 minutes in she walked?
Yeah, somewhere around
All right.
there.
That is the benchmark now. Like how I'm
If
gonna
you can make it
judge
45.
if she can. I walked Victoria 45 minutes.
Well, it was she'd been saying, like, the second time she says, "Boy, this is terrible." I was like, "All right, that's a lot more funny. I'm gonna write down her quotes because this is fucking awful."
So, I really wanted. Like I thought maybe I'd missed something. Like this is a
Yeah.
diverse movie, 2005. It was looking at trivia. Evidently, it had been built for Adam Sandler, and then he
Oh, really?
bailed.
Okay.
And I get like some
That's hard
movies
to
are
imagine what it would have been. Yeah.
built for different people and they just don't work. I never would have imagined a reality where you look at, you know what would be cool? I'm not John Hughes, but let's combine Plane, Trains, and Automobiles with Home Alone.
There was also sort of a little bit of Tommy Boy in there too. With
Yeah.
like that deer stuff. Like it was like an attempt at a lot of different comedy elements from famous or more popular.
And I mentioned this before,
Comedy.
but I have it in my notes again. Like, they tried to make this movie from a recipe,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I would
it
say
did not work.
No, it didn't.
Like, they even have
Yeah,
one
so
of the
it's-
main kids called Kevin.
Right, I had that written down. Yeah. And then the opening. Yeah, I don't know if it was the opening scene, but right towards the beginning, the kids are trying to dissuade the mom from having boyfriends. So they even use the marble trick, but they're
Yeah.
making all these booby traps and
Yeah, it was Home Alone.
yeah.
They and that was what was in the trailer.
Yeah.
And this goes back to the
Excuse me.
you'd better watch out, like where it was
Yeah,
pitched
yeah.
as like this interesting thing. That was like the trailer made it look like it was another version of Home Alone, with planes, trains, and automobiles. Like it was a fun road trip gone awry.
So
It just didn't work.
Nick
that way.
is taking his
Ice Cube.
is taking his perspective. The girl he finds he wants to be whatever married with whatever.
He doesn't really seem like the Marion type.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
So, but even so, if he just wants to sleep with her, he's taking the kids across the country into
Oregon,
into Canada,
Oregon
right?
to Vancouver.
Vancouver, yeah. Maybe they were in Canada, yeah, whatever. But he's taking them on a long road trip because she's busy with work. So he's trying to get on her good side. So he takes the kid across. The kids are, one of them's OCD and one of them's
Terrible.
and they're just terrible and mean. And so the kids are sabotaging them the whole way, causing all sorts of shenanigans, very hilarious shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, like he has the line, "Kids are like cockroaches, except you can't kill them." It's a terrible way to jump a
Jason
car.
likes that one.
Like
Yeah.
the one guy with kids is laughing right now, like maniacally. Unexplained.
True statement.
Unexplained throughout the whole movie is the talking bobblehead, like the animated
Yeah, I
talking
hated that. Was that
bobblehead.
Tracy
It's
Morgan?
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, he rubs me the wrong way. I love him on SNL. Anything else, I just find him obnoxious.
I don't understand. It makes the lead character seem insane.
Yeah.
That you
right,
would,
and they never explain that. Yeah.
And they
it's
never
just always
explain
talking to him.
Ice Cube and Nina Long, they've done 3 movies together. They did
That's the
Boys in
director?
the Hood. No, she's the divorcee.
Oh,
And Friday. They have like a lot of like references within the movie though. Evidently, Ice Cube did a movie called 1408, and that's the room number at the end of the movie. There's a sequel to this called Are We Done Yet? And then there's a TV show
not
based on
Christmas,
the
is it?
movie. Like a TV show is based on this. Like how does that happen? The one thing that I loved was like the trucker aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Like the trucker thinks that the kids on the road trip are abducted because they're
Yeah.
terrible children.
and
they like
held
say
up a
help.
sign. So yeah, they
So,
held up a sign that said help.
Right before he starts trying to hunt them down, they're at a truck stop, and there's a Paul Bunyan that like hits Ice Cube in the junk. Like it's a big statue. He's over the sunroof because the kids were driving the car and he's trying to get in, and the axe falls and hits Ice Cube in the junk. And the trucker that you see later is like, now that's frontier justice.
There were
Like
there were some
and
quotes.
then Ice Cube's like just so fed up at some point where he's like ruined his car. He spent all this money on spinners and like a year's wages on this car. He's like, God, take me now, which is a line that you used on the Skeptics. Take me now.
You stole it from me.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, nothing. I just had some quotes I thought were funny.
Did you have that quote down?
No, I didn't.
Did you
have
say
one.
that you quoted that famously on the Skeptics, the web series, the
I
Skeptics?
did. Yes, I did.
That
have
only
that.
300
Yeah,
people
yeah.
ever watched ever, unless you are a listener now and subscribe.
Oh, everybody contribute to our Stonemason fund.
Yeah. So we were just a bunch of assholes in search of a stonemason. Just thought I'd say that.
So, search it out.
No, it's fine. As the famous line from this movie once said, "It can wait if you want to die."
I don't make trash. I bury it.
It's very
Says
juvenile.
the kids fighting. I think the daughter says it.
Yeah.
The girl.
Yeah.
I wish we could stop this. What a waste. That's what Victoria said. She was so right.
I don't like. I know that the listeners at this point, I feel like we're just blowing through for time. We summed up the plot.
Yeah.
Like it is done.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's- and in the end, the kids fall in love with him because their dad is.
They like
He's
sneak
taking.
off to see their dad.
We never mentioned that he's driving them to see their dad.
No,
so-
he's driving them to see their mom. They give him so much shit because they know their dad lives like just 30 miles off the interstate.
I guess I blacked off.
Because their mom was on a job.
Yeah.
So they sneak off to see
and
the
then they saw
dad, and the
and he
dad has
had a
has been
baby.
faking
Yeah,
a sickness, and he has a baby
'cause
with
he didn't wanna
another
see him.
lady,
Yeah, okay.
and doesn't want to see him.
So, anyways, they love Ice Cube, and
Yeah.
he's dad now.
And it goes like the whole time, like 99.9% of the movie, it's just shit. And then at the end, it's like, I don't think we can be friends because I want to be so much more. And then they dance in the room and jump on the bed, and that's the end of the movie. And that is legitimately what happened.
Yep.
Yeah. It is.
He rides a horse.
He rides a horse. His stunt double rides a horse. Like it couldn't be more
his
blatant
character-
that
his
guy got
character
nowhere near a horse.
Character
It
rode
could
a
not
horse.
have been any more clear. They try to jump on a plane. The little kid puts a knife in his pocket. They make it out of the airport. They try to ride a train twice. One's a train of like cargo hold.
Yeah.
The other one's a passenger train that they have to hop off of. And then they ruin the guy's car. Like they just tried to poach scenes from John Hughes movies and then
Yep.
Tommy Boy
With the deer or what?
with the deer specifically, and they tried to use a real deer. And they're like, well,
No.
there's no way we can do this without maybe injuring Ice Cube. We'll digitize it. And like nothing about that scene would lend itself to think, you know what would be cool? Let's use a real fucking animal. Like they're in the Union. For God's sake. Like, there's more protection on the deer at that point than there are the people.
Boy, we both love this one.
Oh, yeah. Just go ahead and rant because I'm not going to defend it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We can just be done, I think.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you have quotes.
I don't think any of it is worth it.
All right. Yeah, no. We can rate it. Is it my turn now?
Money, money, money in my pocket. Money,
God damn
money.
it. Yours is so much better than mine.
Money, money, money in my pocket.
Uh-oh.
Money, money. I know how to count it.
Yeah.
That was the other one. Still better.
All right. I have this as a hard 37 cents.
You got one choice, boy. Sex or the saw?
I got 2. You can take it as you like it. Saw, pull up the ass so far it comes out your mouth. Saw, all your stockings stuffed with coal.
It's like fucking Nancy from hell right there.
Fucking awful. Do not ever see this piece of trash.
So I had like I had to like reach out to both of you late, and I was worried that I had fucked it up because I'd lined this up, and you don't normally see punctuation in movie titles, and
That
I
is
had
true.
seen like when I looked at the title, I read it as "Are We There Yet?" Two.
That was confusing at first.
And there is a Are We There Yet 2, but it's called Are We Done Yet? And so thankfully you waited until Victoria could walk out on it before you watched it.
I guess I would also say it is such a strange stretch that Ice Cube went from NWA and movies like, was it Boys in the Hood?
Yeah. Yeah.
To this? Man, that is
I think
so
it must have been a
drastically different,
payday.
man.
Like
No, I'm
the
sure- I'm
fact
sure
that
it was,
Adam
but
Sandler
holy-
was attached to like
but
I
holy
just
shit,
don't
that is nuts to me.
I can see Adam in a movie like this because it's always wrapped around like kids and exes somehow.
Or falling in love. Making a list, checking it twice. Christmas, yes. Check action, no.
Not even with the deer? You're not going to make the fight in the deer?
certainly not.
Come on,
There's-
boxing the deer?
You know, the last time I gave you some input on this
That's
one.
fine.
Definitely no.
Yeah, that
I'm
I
gonna
can,
check
I
it
can
twice.
agree with that.
Christmas, yes.
I'll
Action,
take
no.
the half on that one. I'll
No,
take
no
the
action
Christmas
on
win. Chris starts at Christmas. There's like a Santa in the
It's
lawn.
more of a New Year's film.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I can take that. Because next up,
I thought I wanted to, in the middle, have a real high point, hit that bad shit out of the way, and kind of end on a middle ground. So
That's
we're gonna
fair. That's
we're gonna flow into the Ice Harvest.
the Ice Harvest is next. And
Yep.
like when I watch this, I am surprised that neither of us had
seen it.
talked about it
Yeah.
or seen it.
Yeah.
Like that was the
I was
thing.
really surprised you hadn't seen it, to be
Me
honest.
too. Like I have not seen any of the movies this year. So
I hadn't either.
this was new ground. This was also a 2005 movie, The Ice Harvest, directed by Harold Ramis.
Yep. The Ghostbusty.
The Ghostbusty. A shady lawyer attempts a Christmas Eve crime, hoping to swindle the local mob out of some money, but his partner, a strip club owner, might have different plans for the cash. Starring John Cusack, Billy Bob Thornton, and Connie Nielsen.
So not so much with, I guess it's like set apart. You got the really good one, Fatman, where you know exactly what's going on. You got Are We There Yet? Terrible, but you know what's going on. The other three are just have confusing tone switches.
It is true. Yeah.
What I feel, this was like, again, there was just so many different. I don't know if you felt that way, but to me, there was just like so many strange elements. It's comedy, and then it's drama, and then it's sort of actiony, and then it's just like a dark drama. Like,
I feel like this was a focus feature back when focus
that
features
was
meant
my
something.
Yep.
And I really had no idea what I was walking into. Like I knew
That's
that
got
it was
Joe
a
Bob.
Christmas film.
Yep.
And
Billy Bob, excuse me.
and I knew that it was a focus movie. And that was
Yeah.
it. That was literally that's all I had to go on.
Yeah.
And
I knew nothing. I read the
I didn't even know that it was a Harold Ramis movie until the end credits. I had no idea.
I caught it at the beginning.
Yeah.
I watched it on Tubi.
Nice. That's cool. I picked it up at Last Stop. I got the
course you did.
DVD. The line that got me at the beginning, like the opening monologue, it honestly sounds like a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah, it does.
It got like
A lot of parallels to that, really.
I
Like,
really
on the
thought it was
serious tones.
produced
Yeah.
by the Coen Brothers.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I loved Ho fucking Ho. Like I got it. From the get, I loved that. This had Oliver Platt, Randy Quaid,
we go.
Billy Bob Thornton, John Cusack. It's just the dialogue in it is manic.
Yep.
It's like, hey Charlie, act normal. You should either sober up or get real
Really
drunk,
drunk.
which I feel like is a line that we will be using on this podcast
Yeah.
forever. For as long as we do it. For as long as we're dropping fucking Alka-Seltzer and whiskey with eggs. Hey, you should either get real drunk or sober up. As Wichita falls, so falls Wichita.
Falls. Did you get the meaning behind that?
I did not. It's an album.
Oh,
That's the only meaning that I can understand from it. It's in the trivia.
Well-
That's all.
to me, towards the end, I mean, so the movie is about John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton. John Cusack is a mob lawyer, and he steals just over $2 million from them, and they're trying to get out of town, but the mob found out, and they sent an enforcer to track him down. So it's John Cusack essentially trying to escape it a little bit with Joe Bob. I keep calling him Joe Bob.
Billy Bob. So he kind of sums it up mid movie. He's like, I'm a lawyer. I defend people. You are a pornographer. You give porn to people.
Mm-hmm.
He is a enforcer. He hurts people. That's his job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole movie. Like, these guys, they didn't have like a crack where they're like, we should do good. They're like, no, fuck it. We're going to take our end and we're going to run. And Billy Bob Thornton feels like, I should take the whole thing and fuck you.
Yep.
It had a very Fargo feel to it. It had a very like really
Going, yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Well, I know, like, speaking to the strange tone of it, I don't know the name of that guy. He's well known, but the fat guy, what he married his ex-wife, John Cusack's ex-wife.
That's Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt.
Yeah.
That, like, at first, like, that first scene with him. So he did marry his ex-wife, John Cusack's ex-wife.
But he was sleeping with her before they were divorced.
Right. But then they go to John Cusack's, Oliver Platt's respective ex and current parent-in-law's house for Christmas dinner.
Like, Oliver Platt at this
just-
point is just basically, fuck it. Let's make a scene.
Yeah. I didn't really understand why he was so upset. He was just done with life, I guess, is what he was saying.
So I think it was more of like Oliver Platt says, I'm going to get it wrong, but bear with me. He says to John Cusack, you're going to be mad and you're going to want to punch me.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, like, I was banging your wife before you were divorced.
Yep.
Do you want to punch me? And John
just,
Cusack's like,
makes
no,
me want to ask a
makes me
question.
want to ask a question. He's like, what's the question?
Who's she sleeping with now?
Yeah. And that's kind of the same thing. Like, Oliver Platt hates the woman that he's married to. And his kids are John Cusack's kids, I think.
Stepkids. Yeah.
No, John Cusack's kids.
Are Oliver's stepkids.
Yes. And so, like, he's literally just, like, there.
Yep.
And his stepkids hate John Cusack.
Yep.
So they're both kind of
John
just
Cusack's
like,
regular kids.
they're fucked.
It's confusing. Yep.
Like, they're just like, they're both out. Like, they're just zoned out. The family of the wife they both hate doesn't like them. And literally, Oliver Platt is drunk the whole time. You see him making a scene after scene after scene. He's like, take me with you. I don't want to live my life. Like, he's having an existential crisis.
Yep.
Just a mental break. Take me with you. And he's like, I don't think you want to come with me. John Cusack's like, I don't think you want to come with me. I'm in big trouble. Like, people are dying all around me. And he's like, I don't care.
No, he said, let's go out like men. Let's go out in this
Blaze of Glory. Yeah. Yeah.
Then he falls asleep.
Yeah, and I did like there were 2 moments in this movie where Oliver Platt's like cashed.
Yeah.
He's just like in mid sentence, he's like out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That doesn't really matter. But the bouncer, tender guy, I forget his name, the guy that he runs into at the end, that he helps him with the gas. Seinfeld alum.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Who does he play?
There's a scene where Elaine is in charge of the J. Peterman catalog, and she promotes the mailman.
She worked for J. Peterman for a long time.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but she promotes the mailman. He has really dark things. He's like, as I'm walking through the trenches, covered in blood, I noticed my tattered field jacket.
That's him.
Yeah, that's him.
I love that scene. That's
Anyways,
funny.
I like that guy.
And he was great. Like he was trying to defend
He was one of the-
his strippers. He was
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
he was-
the strip club guys.
I would say John Cusack didn't seem like a mob lawyer. He seemed like a pretty nice, normal guy.
So I feel like they give the impression throughout the movie that John Cusack is not normally a good guy.
I guess that's true.
And
Yeah,
they
did. You're right.
Like he's tipping, like there's like stage fees, I guess, for the strippers on Christmas Eve, and he covers that. He's buying drinks. People make note several times throughout the film that you like, what are you doing? Like, you leaving town? And he's like, nah.
Everybody seemed to know what happened.
Yeah, like
he
it
stole
wasn't
the
a
money.
big secret. Like he had made enemies quickly, and hadn't done a good job of covering it up. So it was just one of those. He needed Billy Bob Thornton because John Cusack, while he was a lawyer, was kind of spineless, and Billy Bob Thornton was scrupulous.
I never got the impression, other than from the synopsis, that he was a strip club owner. Like, which one did he own? Like,
I don't think that he did. I think it's a bad synopsis. I
Okay,
think
all
that
right.
he went to the strip clubs because they were owned by Quaid.
Okay.
Randy Quaid owned them. That's how
I
he made
gotcha.
a lot of his
Okay.
money.
Well, I guess I don't get
Or how he
who
laundered his money.
Billy Bob is. Like,
They just said he was a pornographer, but I don't understand. Like, there wasn't a specific. I guess he had the picture of the congressman banging the councilman banging the stripper with the cocaine, and then he had acquired
that whole picture thing really didn't. I mean, I guess because he wanted to get with Donata or whatever, but it really, or Renata, but it didn't really have any. Point
No,
to the
it
plot.
didn't gain him any favor. Like, he wasn't going to be able to use it other than getting it for the woman that he wanted to be with, and then it turns out that she was with Billy Bob instead of John Cusack.
He's over here watching SpongeBob.
Yeah, no, he doesn't give a shit about this podcast.
Looking for money clips.
Maybe there's one.
It was Mr. Krabs.
We're
Why-
prepared.
what-
We're prepared.
Why don't you go look up some Doug? Maybe there's some Doug. That's what my mind came up with, Doug.
Pick a different rating system.
Fuck you. We're 52 episodes in. We're not changing anything.
No, we're with specials. We're like almost
Yeah.
at 70.
Good Lord.
Didn't you start that halfway through, though? Mm-hmm. So it'll count.
It was like whenever we did Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Well, that
The
was
year
the
of
first.
Choose. It was
No,
the first time
in
you
the
started
first
using-
year, I'm pretty sure we did it the first.
No, because I didn't
second
know what
year
it
then.
was
Second
until
year
that
then.
movie.
Well, it was the second year then that we
All
started
right.
specials.
All right, so that's
It was real early on.
all right. Really early on when we actually did episodes.
Right.
So it's probably like episode
right.
45.
That's all my fault. I blame Zeke. Jason's really. We just had a release here of a. This is two podcasts in a week.
It is for the second time in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit! And 2 regular podcasts between specials.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah,
our
he
producer
just
at this
Generation
point
X
is
to
telling
suck,
us to suck it.
No, really.
So,
Give,
Triple
really,
H.
really give you appreciation, man. I'm
Yeah.
not joking. You're really making it happen.
Yeah, no,
Thank
you're
you.
like forcing the world
Yeah,
to not care. So it's great.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of looking at it.
I'm good at being an annoying ass.
Yeah, that's great.
In my eyes,
right.
yeah, really, thank you. I really always enjoy this. I don't know why I'm always so. Oh, I gotta watch a movie, and talk to my friends for an hour. Ugh. Hate that.
Yeah. So do the people who are still
Let's-
listening.
Let's try next year 12 regular podcasts. What do you think?
Yeah,
one
I'm
a
in.
month.
I accept.
I
I
think
accept
all
the
right.
challenge.
Okay. All right. Jason,
So-
you okay with that?
I guess so. I'm the
He's super
self-appointed
busy.
producer.
Okay, all right. You got to be there for every one of them.
Let's do them all in January.
Just get them out of it. Yeah. Then a big long break. Off till October.
Yep. Nailed it. Till the specials
12 plus
happen.
Specials?
Yep. 12 plus
He's
specials.
shaking his head. Yes, we'll take that.
Let's do it.
It's visual assent.
Let's make it rain with no views, baby.
I did think it was funny when you were. It must have been the last podcast you were talking. Like, yeah, well, let's do it on Sunday, which is today now.
Yeah.
And he said, no, that way we can get it up on Christmas Day. And I was on the drive home. I was like, or on the drive up here, I was like, yeah, nobody's going to listen to this on Christmas. No one's going to listen to this at all.
That's not true. We launched the other.
Yeah,
we get like
yeah,
10 views in the first day, and then no one cares for the next decade. That's how it works.
Halloween's not doing so well, but
But this one will.
Willow's doing 38 on SoundCloud.
So that's the thing. If you like go across all platforms,
Yeah,
it
right.
almost seems like we have a shadow following.
Very small shit.
Very small.
It's kind of like the
Gnome
get back.
shadow.
Let's get back to Hook as much as we can. This podcast. It's like Hook's shadow that's
Yeah,
just trying to
no,
kick the shit out of them.
Actually, I think it's the cannibal women of the avocado jungle of death. Is what we need to get back to.
Yeah, man.
That's killing it.
Man, we watched some good stuff.
Oh man, I was recently asked. I was out west twice in the last like 3 weeks, and I was it came up in conversation where someone was like, "Oh, Zeke has a podcast," and I adamantly do not say what it's called. I do not. Like if you give me your phone, that's on you. If you ask me what the title is, I'm not gonna do that. And they're like, well, you probably get this question a lot. And I said, I assure you that I do not. What is the worst movie that you've seen? And I was torn because we have seen some shit. It's
Been in
like
the
anger
trenches.
management in the movie, which we haven't covered, where it's like, Granada, man, I've seen some shit. I said, without thinking of my previous rants, that it was Ninja Academy was the worst one. And I think
great.
it might be, but it's not the one I've rated the worst.
How do you know that? Did you go through your records?
No, I know that Brewster is the lowest movie that I've rated. I know it. Ninja Academy is probably close.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Ninja Academy is fucking terrible.
That episode. Not
Brewster or Ninja Academy?
Brewster.
Brewster is one of my favorite,
episode is
mostly
funny?
because literally
okay, I'll
I
have to
was
re-listen.
praying for death to come. That one, and I think we're talking. Did we go? We went somewhere like
Biker
Bad
Jackson.
Lieutenant or something like that.
I think that's really when we hit our high point. Like it was somewhere between like episode
You
like.
can't tell people
8
that; they'll stop listening.
Besides now, I mean. Besides now, of course.
That's not when we're gonna do 12 in January.
But really, if anybody's out there and wants to listen to the old stuff, I think we really hit our stride somewhere around like 17 to like 25.
If you've seen,
Like when we get to Loose Cannons, we are really on stride
that's
there.
when that's when the egg whiskey really hits. If you've seen the new Ghostbusters, which I would highly recommend everybody going to see, there's this character in there whose name is Podcast, and he says it really finds its voice on episode 46. I really took that to heart. Like I feel that's where we're at. Yeah,
Boy,
it's great.
I think we might have had too many egg whiskeys and
We have not
Alka-Seltzer
had
whiskeys.
enough. We're still not slurring.
I'm stumbling. But that's only on tough words. I always stumble.
That's the monosyllabic.
That's what I say. Back to Ice Harvest. Back to the movie, as Joe Bob would say. Not Billy Bob, Joe Bob. I really liked the scene with Joe Bob dying. That was brutal.
With Billy Bob?
I did it again. I just corrected myself, With Billy Bob.
I thought that was
it was
great.
fucking brutal. That was very Coen-esque, man.
It was so honest to God, I thought at the bare minimum I had watched the credits and realized that one, if not both of the Coens had produced this movie.
Yeah.
Or had helped write this movie. It didn't make sense. Like everything about it was like Miller's Crossing. Like it was just despair after despair.
Yeah. I guess we should catch the listeners up if you give any shit and you're still listening at this point. They had caught the mobster that was coming to get them, to kill them for stealing the money.
In a steel trunk.
In a steel trunk. And they were also carrying the body of Joe Bob's wife.
Billy Bob's wife.
I can't.
If
I say Joe Bob, just assume I mean
So
Billy
John
Bob.
Cusack pulls up outside
Big
this
shout
house.
out to Joe Bob Briggs.
And Billy Bob, he pulls up outside Billy Bob's house, and there's a flash. And John Cusack thinks that Billy Bob has been gotten by the henchman. And he calls the girl he's after and is like, hey, like, I just want you to leave with me. And she's like, do you have the money? And this comes into play later. Like, she knows full well he doesn't have the money because she has it in her closet.
Yep.
Because she's sleeping with Billy Bob. She's sleeping with Billy Bob.
Joe, you mean Joe?
And so he's like, fuck it. I'm just going to go in.
Panic
So
he's pointing at me.
He goes into the room.
What am I supposed to say?
And he finds this woman who's Billy Bob's wife slumped over a package like she's wrapping it. And he's like talking to her and there's no response.
His
He
name
looks
was-
over and
was
she's
Gwen, or it was
something like that. Yeah. I feel like that's weird because that's your mom's name.
Okay, so that's why I said it. But don't dox my mom.
I'm not. I'm just saying like that. I didn't
jerk.
attribute it to that as when I was watching it, but maybe
It
you're
was
right.
just whatever her name was. It was a very. She was an unattractive looking lady, and it was an unattractive name. I guess is what I'm getting.
It was
so,
one of
which
those
leads
things-
me where Joe Bob said, "Well,
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. See if I get that right." Anyways, Billy Bob was talking about how the hitman came to the house, mob him, of course, or whatever, and he
Mm-hmm.
says, "Give me the money, or I'll kill your wife." And then he said something like, Billy
thought
Bob
he was
said-
attached more to the wife.
Yeah. He said he vastly underestimated my attachment to my wife.
Yeah. Which later, as they're making the drive, like the guy is in the steel trunk, like they put the dead wife in the trunk. They put the hitman who's in the steel case in the back seat, and they're driving. And the hitman is like, he's gonna kill you, to John Cusack, like he shot his own wife, and so it becomes like he said.
Yeah,
he
so
said,
he's putting the paranoia into him.
yeah, and
and
it
he's
turns
shooting
out that
he's
he's
shooting out of the
right.
case too. Yeah,
Like
was he right? Was it would Joe Bob kill him? I guess so.
I mean, he had the gun.
Yeah, I thought that was weird that he took the gun out when they were going to throw the case in.
Yeah,
But I don't necessarily think.
and
I kind of think Joe Bob wouldn't have.
Billy Bob. And
I really
I'm not
can't-
sure we watched the same movie. and
I got two dead bodies.
and he
15.
I think that he was going to kill him
Rolling
because
hits,
he was also
action
he was
flu.
also sleeping with the woman that
Yeah.
John Cusack wanted. Like that would indicate
Billy
like,
Bob was?
yes.
Oh, I missed that.
Like that's why she had the money, and then
okay.
it shows
Gotcha.
him when when John Cusack was panicked and went and found him at the bar. He's like, I gotta go. He gets a call. He's like, I understand. They gotta go. He leaves with that same woman.
Yep. Okay.
So like they were in cahoots. John Cusack was on the outs.
They were in hoots?
They were in hoots,
Okay.
and so the death scene they try to dump the body into the lake. It's frozen over, and the bridge is
Doc.
it's rotten.
Doc.
The dock's rotten. That's right. The dock's rotten. Billy Bob's rotten.
Don't try to
Joe
correct
Bob's
me
rotten.
anymore.
Uh,
Billy Bob.
and so then
that's
Billy Bob falls in.
I just want to say Joe Bob had a Christmas special on Friday, so that's why.
Which one's better?
Oh, over
God
this?
damn it! Ours is better.
Oh, us. Definitely us.
We have way more viewers too. Way more
Yeah.
on the non-shutter. It's just called Shuttered. That's what we should call
Shudder.
our podcast.
Just
Shuttered.
Shudder.
Shuttered apostrophe.
Yeah,
so
there
it's
you go.
easy to find.
Yeah, good
It's
call.
like he dumps the dead wife in, and then and Billy Bob is screaming like, "Help me! Sorry!"
No. The mobster breaks out of the box, out
You're
of the
right.
chest,
You are right.
and he shoots Billy Bob.
Billy Bob in
Caught myself.
in like the appendix. Yeah. He's like, "That's just sheer dumb luck."
You're dead. And then did he shoot him in the head?
Yeah.
He says, "You're dead,
Yep.
Bill. You're just
And
quit
he's
acting
like, he
you."
has to
So then he
remind him.
falls up- yeah.
And that scene specifically reminded me of
This scene's the whole movie for me. Like this is fucking
Intolerable
incredible.
Cruelty. Like this was
Sure.
like. Did you see Intolerable Cruelty?
No.
There's this
I don't know
scene.
why I
I
said
don't want to
sure.
spoil it. And
Just
I
spoil
can't.
it, I don't
okay.
care.
So there's this scene. Like like Conan did this all the time. Like I'm gonna spoil it. It's old enough. Like Kaiser Soze was
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah, sure.
So like at the end of Intolerable Cruelty.
And Unusual Suspects, you mean?
Shut up. In Unusual Suspects, Kaiser Soze was the guy. I just ruined it for you.
Spoilers.
So intolerable cruelty.
I'm only halfway through.
Like there, towards the end, you're watching 1 minute a year. What's happening here?
Yes, but
intolerable
I'm getting
cruelty.
close.
There's this scene where they go in this like they're on a heist, and the enforcer is an asthmatic, but somehow in the scuffle they mix up the inhaler and the pistol. So in the moment, it's very Coen-esque. He shoots himself in the head,
thinking it was
the inhaler.
Yeah.
And George Clooney like squirts the inhaler at him. Like that's this is that scene. Like he gets shot in the head, and Billy Bob's like, "You're dead."
But he's still standing there. He's just still standing there for
"You're dead, though."
30
like,
seconds.
You're dead, and he finally falls down.
And then he breaks the dock.
further. Yeah, because they were already falling.
And Joe
in.
Bob falls in, and then
Billy Bob falls in.
I really can't get that.
Yeah, it was. I was so surprised because Harold Ramis is a great director. I just didn't see this. He was a great director. I didn't see this as his genre at all.
Yeah, right. Nailed it.
And the writing of it, it's a novel adaptation. It is shocking to me that this was adapted because it is very sharp. Like the writing is witty, the banter is sharp. It hits on all the points, and it's very noir in an independent focus features in what it used to be way.
Sure.
Well thought out comment.
You give me credit for being well thought out.
Producer
off the
says
cuff.
that was a well thought out comment. I got to say something profound.
I just need more whiskey. Hit me.
I got nothing. I got more Alka-Seltzer if you want that.
I 100% do not want any more of that until next year.
Throw it in your mouth, baby.
Yeah. Yikes.
I thought whenever they showed Renata, like they would always do that like noir thing, like with the eye, like the light.
I think they made her makeup. They didn't make
whatever
up her
they did.
eyes.
I thought that was really like. Again,
I don't think that was light. I think it was
whatever
makeup,
it is. They were intentionally making it.
That's true.
That way, and I just thought that didn't fit.
Yeah.
At all. I think with the.
It drew your attention to the fact that like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Right. For no reason.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing with the fat guy. I forgot his name already.
Quaid?
No. Well, he was fat in this.
Oh, Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt. Like the whole thing with him. Like, I don't think that needed to be in there really.
The only part of that I liked
with his ex, like the ex family part, but like I don't really get why he's in there at all.
Yeah, I think the only part of that I liked was that at the end, they were like.
Yeah, they did it. They did what he said they were going to do.
That's the last. Like they had nothing.
And I thought that was weird.
Other than $2.5 million in a bag in the car, that's all that they had. Yeah. And like they got nothing that they wanted other than they were alive. And it turns out that John Cusack was...
At that one scene we talked about earlier where Jonathan Blaine was talking about how he doesn't want to be alive. Cusack said the same thing.
Yeah.
Blaze of Glory, so he threw him in the back of the car. He's real sad because he had to kill the love of his life. New love.
Perceived love of his life, who was cheating on him and trying to murder him.
Well, there was no cheating. There was no relationship. But
that's true. But she was she was playing him. I guess is the best thing. So yeah, you're right. It wasn't cheating, but she was playing him. She like comes out in a slip, and
trying to seduce
him. But she has a straight edge.
She had a little knife.
She embraces him.
She was going to stab him, but
she's like, she like nuzzles up next to him. She's like, "Hey, do you feel that?" And he's like, "I definitely do." And he shoots her through the abdomen, and then the blade cuts across the back of his neck. Yep.
So let's see if I can get a comment from the producer here. Earlier I said that as Wichita falls, so falls Wichita Falls, but I didn't complete the thought there. I think kind of.
Oh, did someone?
No.
Did someone interrupt you?
It's weird, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, he's really looking at me. All right.
He's trying to give you a compliment.
Confidence. Get it. I think John might have been Wichita in just he's falling and everyone around him is falling. He's Wichita Falls. So as his life falls apart.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Now, what do you think?
Nozick's was way better.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's the only time in his life he's ever said that. So the official trivia
he's
has
totally
it listed as the tagline, "As
correct.
Falls
100%.
Wichita, so falls Wichita Falls," is the title of a Pat Metheny, Lyle Mays album from 1981.
Yeah, but I mean, he writes it on the back of the.
The whole time, like 3 people comment, he'd written it in above a urinal in the strip club.
Was he the one that wrote that?
And I
though?
think it's indicative that he wrote it.
Indicative. Yeah. Yep.
In that he's just kind of aloof. Like he wasn't happy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is Wichita Falls, so falls Wichita Falls. Like
They're stuck in Kansas.
It's a reflection of his feeling. Like everything's falling apart. The end. This is the end. Like there's nothing here.
I think
you're falling. I'm falling. And everyone he cares about seems to die. Well,
they didn't
it's not
die.
Exactly true.
They just don't care about him. Like his
they
kids
don't care,
hate him.
or
His
the one
ex-wife
he
doesn't
does.
hate him.
The one that he does care about he kills her.
The one that he cared about didn't care about him, so he killed her because she was trying to kill him. Like in that moment, she was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And she had no feelings for him other than to manipulate him.
Yeah.
It is I don't know whether they're happy to be, like they're driving away. Oliver Platt and John Cusack are driving away with the money.
Ending.
And I don't know whether they're happy to be alive. Like they have money.
But
they're not
it's
going
weird.
anywhere.
He helps out the bartender, the guy from Seinfeld. That's my important takeaway there.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if you had a gas
trying to
can, you
gain
should
points
siphon
at this
some
point.
gas. So what if I am? Anyway, Seinfeld
the nicest guy I know.
You're nice. I'm sorry to hear that, and I appreciate it.
Yep.
But then he says, Oliver Stone in the back wakes up. What's his name? Oliver Platt?
Oliver Platt. Oliver Stone in the back.
Wakes up in the back. He's,
It's
where
Joe
are we?
Bob
And he
in
says,
the back of the car.
So
wakes
before.
up.
Anyways, John he's crying because he just whatever. He's been through a horrific night. I don't think he was normally used to that kind of thing. Is the way I took it.
I mean, he probably drank whiskey Alka-Seltzer and whiskey egg, and then drank through a podcast that was 2.5 hours long. Is what he did.
Anyways, he's real sad, and then he helps out the guy, his friend, and then he felt much better. And the fat Oliver wakes up in the back, and he says, "Where are we?" "Heaven," says John.
Yep.
"Do they have pancakes?" I just thought that was weird that he says, "This is heaven." Like that seemed like it was supposed to mean something, but it didn't.
I didn't take. I honestly, when we got
Like
to that
to
point,
me, it seemed like he felt free. He's like, finally, we got the money. We're getting out of here. Everything's fine now. Like,
so there's a
it
part.
seemed like there was something meant to be there that didn't
Right.
come across.
Right before, I was actually opposite. Like I was relieved to see him in the car, because I was like, okay, that's cool. Because about 4 minutes before that, John Cusack, as he was writing as Wichita Falls, so falls Wichita Falls in a
Into him,
Sharpie, the camper with the Seinfeld guy backs into him after he siphoned the gas, and I thought that was how the movie was going to end.
I would have liked that
what
better.
What the fuck did I just watch?
I would have liked that much better, to be honest.
And like when he drive away, and it's like this moment where it's like, this was written by the Coen brothers. Like 100%, this is how this is going to end. And then he gets up, kind of smiles, and goes away. I really thought that Harold did a bang-up job directing this movie. And I think he pulled the best out of the versions, like in their careers, that the actors had to give him in this moment. I don't think it's a classic, but it does strike me as, like, for what Focus Features was, this is that movie. Like, it's not independent, but it's a different, quirky story. And I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun, weird noir.
Fun, always fun.
Like I would say
noir.
It is noir. Like that's the
Maybe
thing
I
they
don't
were
know
going
noirs.
for was noir.
Oh, hence the eye thing.
The trailer for before the movie was Brick. That's how long ago this was.
That's a good movie.
We were sophomores
In high school?
in college. So I thought it was good.
Am I going to have to slap you silly?
I mean, yeah.
That was a quote. Anyways, okay. What are we at there, old dingus?
You got one choice, boy.
Holy shit!
Sex or the saw.
Hey, there you go. He nailed it. Nailed it.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
I feel like an asshole because this is the only one I couldn't come up with a damn rating for. Damn it. Again, it straddles the edge. Probably sex. I can't think of a fun Christmas analogy, whatever you would want to call it.
Mistletoe. Nothing. That's more of a New Year's thing, I guess. Gingerbread.
I don't think that's Christmas. Sure, it's mistletoe with your sweetie.
I'm not sure what that means, but
Oh, you get to kiss your sweetie.
all right. The hit it. Yeah. Strut. All right. On a whole, it's a quote from the movie. On a whole, I thought it went well. Like he's just like John Cusack, just no hope. I love that component of him.
Dark movie.
I really liked Oliver Platt saying, "I think I scraped my tummy."
Yeah, I had that.
One night driving Mercedes, already you're an asshole. That was Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah. Joe Bob.
Also Billy Bob Thornton, Joe Bob.
Joe Bob.
You're dead, Roy. Don't just stand there pretending you're not. I thought that was great. This movie.
Randy Quaid calls them fart hammers.
This movie is a 237 for me.
Jeez, it's pretty high.
It is high. It is a Christmas action movie.
I got this here. I made all this. I'm checking it twice.
Check it twice.
Christmas. Check.
Yep.
Action. Reluctantly check.
What do you mean reluctantly?
Let me check it twice. Let me see.
It had some really cool death
Yeah.
scenes in there.
Christmas. That doesn't make it action.
The
And
shotgun?
Action.
Birdshot shotgun?
Is that
He
a
killed
check?
that motherfucker twice.
Is that a check? That's
a check.
That is a check.
Yeah, but it is, buddy.
Okay, all right. All right, I made a list. Checked it twice.
I only went through about 18 ounces of whiskey on this one.
Only morons are nice at Christmas.
Hey, that's a good line. I'd like to give a shout out to SD for producing this shit.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Also to Anthony out in Alaska listening 5 hours before we launch.
Toblerone Tony.
Yeah.
Do you like Toblerone?
He
does now.
He does now. Also, do you want to give a shout out to the podcast and on Shudder? You've been plugging this entire time.
It's not a podcast,
Joe
but sure.
Bob.
If you guys like there's a series I like to watch on Shudder. It's not really a series, but he does some specials. His name is Joe Bob Briggs, and he reviews horror movies.
And based on our prior experiences and launch dates, the only thing I can tell you for sure is that next year we will be doing 2 different Ernest movies for holidays.
Yeah, and also we'll make 12 podcasts, regular podcasts.
I mean, that's the bet. Yeah.
That's not a bet. That's
the
promise.
pledge.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
Was there? I felt like there was a third one. Was it just the 2?
That was just the 2. That, and unless you wanted Jason to be inspired by your thing, try to.
Next year, I'll get that too. That's the 3.
The nod of approval. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, you have things you say at the end of the podcast, so.
for the Christmas season, I'm going to say a couple different things.
Oh, great. Can't wait.
Well, everybody, you have fun shooting the trash. And always remember.
Fatman, how did I do? How did I do for like my
Oh,
ratings?
sure. You did pretty well, buddy.
Yeah, I did.
You did pretty well.
I did good. I was like,
You did good. In the last
Solid
the
B.
last 2 years, you did. Well, I'll give you.
nailed it.
I don't know. Honestly, if I look at the ratings, it's probably more of a C, upper D.
See, that is not true.
I didn't rate those the best. I mean,
will
you
fight
got
you.
100%. You got it like a 0%. So those cancel each other out.
That is
and
not possible.
And then a bunch of mid levels.
I got a B this year. 8 out of 10.
You know what? Christmas is a time for giving. You got an 8 out of 10, buddy.
Great.
Merry Christmas. Everybody remember, only morons are nice on Christmas.
Don't be a sucker.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, love you. Bye.